Chapter 76. Zyokaido, why hasn't Fanfan made an appearance yet? You won't forget him, right? The first round of matches had been played for more than 40 games, and it seemed that the end was coming to an end, but Liang Wenjing couldn't help but feel worried because she didn't see her son appear on the stage. Chen Yifan will not be disqualified from the competition. Don't worry, aunt, it might be the last one. Yifan will appear sooner or later, don't worry. Although he was also worried, Chu Rui also comforted Liang Wenjing. After the end of the first round, there is a halftime break. Both the audience and the players need to have lunch. It will be the turn of the next game 2 hours later, and the total schedule of all the next games is actually less than the first round was a little longer. Okay, now it's our last game of the first round. After this game is over, please leave the audience in an orderly manner and enter the intermission time. Then invite our last group of contestants, Chen Yifan and Lu Yue. And, Yifan is here. Chu Rui said excitedly, and at the same time placed the camera position to focus on Chen Yifan. Newcomers, let me introduce you, this is my good brother and the best candidate for the championship, Chen Yifan. Liang Wenjing couldn't help smiling, this Zyokaido really knows how to joke. However, she was very happy to see her son appear on the stage, and her eyes were fixed on Chen Yifan who was slowly coming to the stage. In the lounge, Zhang Miao and Niu Junhao nervously watched the two on the TV. Brother Yifan, come on. Xiao Chen. Teach this woman a lesson. Although Zhang Miao didn't expect Chen Yifan to meet this woman, she wanted to fight back herself at first. But it doesn't matter, anyway, Xiao Chen will help her retaliate. Chen Yifan and Lu Yue stood on the field, Lu Yue still had a calm and indifferent face. Chen Yifan was a little surprised. He didn't expect his premonition to come true, and he actually met this woman. The woman in the blue skirt who defeated Zhang Miao was originally called Lu Yue. There was a smile on the corner of Chen Yifan's mouth, which was interesting. Please release the Pokémon within 10 seconds, and those who exceed the time limit will be regarded as abstention. At the referee's order, Chen Yifan and Lu Yue released the Pokémon at the same time. Bunnelby and Ice Vulpix appear on the field. Okay, let's take a look at the Pokémon of this contestant. Oh! Ice Vulpix. Contestant Lu Yue's Pokémon is Ice Vulpix. This is a very rare Pokémon in Sichuan province. Chen Yifan, Chen Yifan's Pokémon is actually Bunnelby. It's really rare to see a Bunnelby in this arena. Ho Wenbo paused, obviously not expecting Chen Yifan Pokémon will be only digging free. But he continued, I don't know what kind of wonderful duel the two players will show us, let's wait and see. At the guest table, Zhang Wenbin frowned. This kid. How to use a Bunnelby? Because of his daughter, Zhang Wenbin wanted to know more about Chen Yifan's background. When he thought about it, Zhang Miao's choice of boyfriend shouldn't be too bad. But at this time, he wanted to put a question mark on Chen Yifan's game. Using a Bunnelby in this arena, what does this kid think? This is not a game of play. Bunnelby? Isn't that the kind of Pokémon that helps move bricks on the construction site? Back on the field, Lu Yue didn't have the slightest surprise in her eyes, she still looked at Chen Yifan lightly. Chen Yifan ignored the surprise from the outside and the host, Bunnelby, are you ready? Dig. Bunnelby nodded. It is to show the strength of it and Chen Yifan in this arena, and let those who look down on Bunnelby and Chen Yifan know. What is genius? Even if it's a Bunnelby, it's an invincible Bunnelby. The flag in the referee's hand slowly waved, the game begins. Powered snow. Woo. Ice Vulpix's small mouth opened slightly, and a ball of ice-cold blue powder was thrown towards the dug. Here comes Vulpix's powered snow attack. Can Bunnelby dodge it? Bunnelby's eyes were serious, white light flashed on his feet, and he dodged in an instant when powered snow came calling. Lu Yue narrowed her eyes, Bing Vulpix followed and shifted direction, power snow's attack has not stopped. Seeing that he couldn't dodge, Bunnelby no longer chose to dodge. He put his arms in front of his body and rushed towards the Ice Vulpix, bearing Power Snow's attack forcefully. What? Bunnelby rushed over with Power Snow on his shoulders. Oh my god! All the audience screamed in unison. Seeing the Power Snow gradually cover Bunnelby's arm, some felt unbearable for digging. Chu Rui and Liang Wenjing also looked anxious. This is bad, if Bunnelby is frozen before rushing to the Ice Vulpix, the situation will be bad for Chen Yifan. When Bunnelby had run nearly half of the distance, Chen Yifan opened his mouth lightly, fake out. Kogu. Kogu Fong instantly shook off the thin ice on his arm, turned sideways, and accelerated his movements on his feet. Before Bing Vulpix could react, Bunelby rushed in front of it. A slap in the face. Snapped. Woo. With a cry of pain, under Bunelby's full attack, Bing Vulpix's body rose into the air and flew backwards. Lu Yue showed a hint of surprise for the first time, and she couldn't believe Bunelby's speed. Hit. Fake out. My god, player Chen Yifan's digging speed is so fast, he knocked out the ice Vulpix. Maybe we all questioned Chen Yifan just now, but now, I can only say that there is no weak player who can enter the main match. At the guest table, Zhang Wenbin's complexion improved a lot. It seems that this kid still has some strength. But, he doesn't know much about Pokémon, Nanyos, like Dudujian, and it is basically impossible for him to encounter the situation where rival uses Bunelby. He really doesn't know that Pokémon like Dudujian fake out? Interesting. Suddenly, a chuckle came from the side. Zhang Wenbin turned his head to look, and was surprised to find that it was Yang Ting who said this sentence. Yang Ting's eyes flashed, and he looked at Bunelby on the field with an unpredictable smile on his face. Zhang Wenbin stopped talking and continued to watch the game change. Seeing that Chu Qiufang is about to approach Bing Vulpix again, Lu Yue gradually realizes the consequences of being approached by Chu Qiufang. Disable. At this time, we must limit this guy's movements. The eyes of the ice Vulpix lying on the ground flashed, and a circle of rippled energy rushed towards the running Kukumen at an extremely fast speed. But in the next second, Lu Yue's pupil shrank. Bunelby, hide. Chapter 77. I saw Bunelby using his legs to jump high the second before Disable hit him, using the jumping power from the rabbit gene to avoid Disable's attack. Bunelby, it's now. Digdu. Bunelby, whose body was in midair, suddenly took a deep breath, and his stomach bulged. The next second, Bunelby opened his mouth, and a large cloud of mud sprayed out. Mud shot. Woo. Bing Vulpix, who had just stood up, was submerged in mud at once, and his white fur was instantly dyed the color of mud, looking very embarrassed. Chen Yifan couldn't help laughing. Although the mud shot is not very powerful, it is quite disgusting. My god! Ice Vulpix can use Disable, but it doesn't matter, Bunelby actually avoided it. This is too flexible. Mud shot. Hit, it's over. Ice Vulpix. The movement has become sluggish. Is this still Bunelby? Chen Yifan gave us a big surprise. Ho Wenbo, can conclude that this is definitely an extraordinary animal. Lu Yue's face turned cold, and Bing Vulpix's eyes also burned with anger, unexpectedly dyeing its beautiful fur this color. Bunelby fell back to ground, approaching the ice Vulpix again. Lu Yue couldn't bear it anymore, so she had to use the move at the bottom of the box. Even if it was Bing Vulpix, she only had one chance to use it. 880 opportunity is not to be missed, never again. Vulpix, freezing light. Lu Yue's cold voice was mixed with anxiety for the first time. It was also forced by Dudu. The palm of Bunelby just now hit Bing Vulpix hard. Coupled with Mud Shot's attack, Ice Vulpix's physical strength is running out. Woo! Ice-cold air gathered around Bing Vulpix, and as he exhaled a mouthful of white air, a dazzling blue light flashed in his mouth. A small energy ball appeared in the mouth of Ice Vulpix, and in the next moment, a beautiful ray of light could be emitted from the planet spit up. What? Freezing rays. Lu Yue's ultimate move is coming. Can Bunelby dodge it? Can he still survive this ultimate move? Under the nervous gaze of the entire audience, the freezing light shot towards the dug, extremely fast, completely different from the powered snow just now. Bunelby and Chen Yifan frowned at the same time, and the reaction from his body let Bunelby know that no matter how he dodged, he would never be able to avoid this attack. Can only resist. Bunelby, bye. Dig, boom. Under the inconceivable eyes of everyone, Bunelby's head flashed with a silver light, and then he bent down suddenly, resisting the attack of the freezing light with his head, and his whole head was frozen into ice. Xiao Chen. Brother Yifan. In the lounge, Jun Hao and Zhang Miao's expressions tightened. In the auditorium, Liang Wenjing and Chu Rui also had their hearts beating faster. At the guest table, everyone was a little surprised. Freezing the light, this is not a skill that today's Pokémon can master, this girl, is a bit normal. Even Zhang Wenbin narrowed his eyes, and couldn't help but want to see the final result. Success! Lu Yue muttered in her mouth, looked at Bing Vulpix who had no fighting power, then looked at Bun Elby who was frozen and seemed to be motionless, and Chen Yifan showed no nervous expression at all. Lu Yue's heart suddenly tightened. It's too bad. I thought that the freezing light could bring him victory. But the results don't seem to be satisfactory. Click! There was a crisp explosion sound, and the ice that had frozen the head of the digger shattered. Chu Zhufang shook his head. Although he was protected by the iron head, his head was still a little cold. Very uncomfortable. Most steel-type skills can be used for both attack and defense. As for ice skills, Iron Head's defense effect is very significant. Wow! Seeing that Bun Elby seemed to be unscathed, the audience all cried out in unison. OMG! Bun Elby survived the freezing light. This is a freezing light. Ho Wenbo blushed and was very excited. He is only an intermediate trainer and his eyesight is not that good. Didn't find the last little move of the digging, daft, rabbit. But everyone at the guest table discovered this. It's a good idea. At the last moment, I chose to use the Iron Head skill to resist the freezing light. It seems that the outcome of this round has been decided. Tang Jian nodded, then shook his head and said with a smile, however, this young man is also very confident in his Bun Elby. Well, it's really good. Yang Ting smiled and nodded. Zhang Wenbin on the side didn't speak, the corners of his mouth twitched, and he suddenly felt absurd. For some reason, when he heard the two adults praise the kid, he was actually in a good mood. Could this be Iwu? Impossible. Zhang Wenbin quickly shook his head, absolutely impossible. He won't admit this kid so easily. Unless this kid wins the championship. Thinking of this, Zhang Wenbin also relaxed. It's impossible, no matter how strong this kid Bun Elby is, he's just a digger. It is too difficult to win the championship. Hey, Chairman Zhang, do you think this little girl looks familiar? Cheng Yu asked suddenly. Hey! Zhang Wenbin was taken aback, and looked at Lu Yue who was frowning and serious on the stage. Hearing what Cheng Yu said, he actually looked familiar. It seems a little bit, I always feel like someone, but I can't remember it for a while. Zhang Wenbin nodded and said. Well, me too. Cheng Yu stroked the whitebeard on his chin with a thoughtful look on his face. But watching and watching, a flash of inspiration suddenly appeared in the minds of the two of them. Lu Sweki. At the same time, she shouted out the person's name in shock. Lu Yue, Lu Sweki, seems to have heard that Lu Sweki has a younger sister. Cheng Yu smiled, and Zhang Wenbin also expressed emotion. It's no wonder that Lu Yue is only a trainee trainer, and she can use the trick of freezing light. If she is that person's younger sister, then it is not surprising. Because, Lu Sweki, that is the real genius of Huaxia Alliance. At the age of 20, he became a senior trainer. At the age of 23, he won the first place in the 100 battle list. In the same year, he was promoted to an elite trainer. At the age of 26, in the National Elite League, he only lost to the adult who was in full swing at the time. Unfortunately, he won second. According to the promotion rules, the top 3 in the Elite League can advance to the Master. So Lu Sweki aspired to be the Master. One can become a Master at the age of 26. Looking at the history of Huaxia Alliance, there are not many people who can achieve this achievement. This year, Lu Sweki is 28 years old. It is said that she has the idea of participating in the next Masters League, and her growth rate is amazing. Compared with Zhang Wenbin and Cheng Yu, they are people from two worlds. Those people are the pillars of alliances. Future. Chapter 78. Whether this battle will continue. People continue to wait and see. Although it seems that Vulpix has lost much energy and Bun Elby has the upper hand, it is not certain that Vulpix will suddenly encore and freeze the light. The game is full of ever-changing. At this time, no matter who dare not draw conclusions without authorization. Referee, I admit defeat. Under the eyes of the crowd, Lu Yue suddenly raised her hand, interrupting the audience's fantasy. The raised palm of Bun Elby was also lowered, it was preparing to give the Ice Vulpix the final blow, but rival was the first to admit defeat. Contestant Lu Yue surrendered, Bun Elby won, congratulations to Chen Yifan for advancing to the next round. Our first round has also ended perfectly. Thank you for your support, please take a break, after dinner, we will fight again. Ho Wenbo's loud voice drew bursts of applause, and Chu Rui in the audience clapped wildly, and at the same time, he didn't forget to look at the live broadcast room and smiled proudly. How? Brothers, am I bragging? Let me just ask, whose Pokémon dares to take this trick of freezing light is fine? I asked, did you escape? Different barrages were constantly being posted in the live broadcast room, but they all changed from being swearing at each other at the beginning to awesome class. I thought that Bunelby would have no resistance against Vulpix on the ice, but unexpectedly the situation was completely reversed. Aside from the freezing beam which seems to be giving Digger some damage immunity, Ice Vulpix doesn't seem to hurt Bunelby much. This Bunelby is simply stunning. At this time, a special effect of a Mega Rocket animation suddenly lit up in the live broadcast room, and Chu Rui's eyes lit up. FK, thank you brother Mega Seduc for the Mega Rocket. I haven't seen you talking today, I thought you weren't here, keep your word, boss. Chu Rui showed a bright smile on his face. A Mega Rocket is worth more than 1,000 Alliance coins, how can you not make him happy? Awesome, I'm willing to bet and expect him to perform better. Mega Seduc sent out a barrage and didn't speak anymore. Chu Rui smiled, he hoped that when Chen Yifan won the championship, Mega Seduc would give away 9 Super Fires. I can pay back Yifan's money in advance. Although Chen Yifan knew that 10,000 Alliance coins might not be a big deal after winning the championship, but there is no reason not to repay the borrowed money. He doesn't have the shamelessness of that kind of person. Back on the stage, Chen Yifan knelt down and touched Bunelby's head. The little guy's head was still a little icy, obviously the freezing effect of the freezing light had not yet fully recovered. This made Chen Yifan a little bit tongue-tied. If Duda didn't use Iron Head to defend, would he lose this match? Chen Yifan. A cold voice came. Chen Yifan looked up, and Lu Yue actually walked over. The indifferent and pretty face is still expressionless. Under the influence of her sister, Lu Yue is extremely bad at expressing her emotions. The ice beneath Vulpix followed behind with its head down, the mud on its body hadn't completely dissipated, and it blamed itself for its performance. After all, the owner surrendered in order to protect it from being hurt again. Lu Yue, is that right? What can I do for you? Chen Yifan stood up, smiled slightly, and wanted to shake hands, but seeing Lu Yue's cold face, he decided to forget it. Even if I use ice-type Pokémon, my whole body is still like an iceberg, so I'm not afraid of being completely dehydrated. Chen Yifan slandered inwardly. Lu Yue pursed her lips. This failure brought her journey to the Ho-Oh Cup to a temporary end. Originally, I wanted to follow my sister's path, and I could also win a championship in the Little Ho-Oh Cup. But I didn't expect that when I entered the first game of the race, I gave myself a heavy hammer. Lu Yue was not reconciled to losing to a dugging monkey. But no matter how unwilling, the ending and the process have told her that she has lost. I wish you the championship. Next time I have a chance, I will call back. While speaking, Lu Yue took a deep look at Chen Yifan, turned around and left, and the ice Vulpix behind her also groaned at Chen Yifan, and followed behind. Shaking his head and smiling, Chen Yifan felt that the iceberg was a bit inexplicable, but it didn't affect his good mood. Taking Bunelby back to the Pokeball, Chen Yifan looked at the audience who had gradually left the field. The corners of the mouth were slightly curved. Next time? I hope you can become stronger, otherwise, my victory will come more easily. Xiao Chen. Why is that woman looking for you? I saw that she almost kissed you. Is that woman so shameless? The man who dares to hook me up. As soon as he entered the lounge, Chen Yifan was stunned by Zhang Miao's blatant questioning. Niu Junhao next to him forcibly suppressed his laughter. Zhang Miao couldn't make a sound here, and his face flushed a little. Stand up. Chen Yifan looked amusedly at Zhang Miao, who was yelling and yelling. This little vinegar jar was already jealous. This is not going to work, he has to revive his husband. 0 for flowers. If other women get jealous as soon as they talk to her, wouldn't she be soured to death? She must understand that jealousy that shouldn't be eaten cannot be eaten. At this time, the contestants had already left, and the officials had prepared a special lunch for the contestants. Everyone should have eaten, and only Master Chen Yifan was left in the restroom. So Chen Yifan asked the blushing Niu Junhao to go out and closed the lounge door, and stayed in the lounge with Zhang Miao. I don't know how long it took, but when Niu Junhao asked Chen Yifan if he could come in, he opened the door. As soon as he opened the door, Niu Junhao opened his mouth wide in surprise. only to see Zhang Miao leaning limply on Chen Yifan's shoulder, rubbing against Chen Yifan like a kitten, almost becoming a pendant, with a delicate face. It's completely gone. Niu Junhao couldn't help giving a thumbs up to the smiling Chen Yifan. Brother Yifan, awesome. The official lunch prepared for the contestants is still very rich, with 4 dishes and 1 soup. Although they are all small portions, it is enough for one person to eat. Even the Pokémon are given top-notch Pokémon food. But Chen Yifan didn't want it. He had already brought Webnovel's special Pokémon food with him, and 6 days passed in a blink of an eye, and the Pokémon food was only 10 days worth. The effect seems to be good. Since Webnovel ate the Pokémon food made by Chen Feiyu, I don't know if it is Chen Yifan's own psychological effect. Webnovel's body seems to be a little stronger and smoother. Still worth the money. Chen Yifan discussed with Zhang Miao for a while, and after they finished eating, they went to Chen Feiyu to order several cycles. The price should be even cheaper, after all, it is a repeat customer. After eating, all the players gathered in the waiting room. The second round of random selection draw will begin soon. In this round, 25 players will be eliminated. Zhang Wenbin didn't show up this time, and he, the vice chairman, was too busy to draw lots for the machine selection. Only yesterday's person in charge came. Following the routine description of the rules by the person in charge, the screen in the lounge began to shake continuously. The first rival has been decided. Seeing the names of the 2 contestants, Chen Yifan's pupils suddenly shrank. The first game, Zhang Miao vs Yangxing Universe. Chapter 79. The first match, contestant Zhang Miao vs contestant Yang Xingyu. The first match will start in half an hour, please get ready. The person in charge also looked helpless when he uttered these words. How could he not know that Zhang Miao was his eldest daughter, but this was chosen by chance, and it cannot be faked. Under the watchful eyes of everyone, it is impossible for him to declare the lottery invalid. Then unless he doesn't want to do it. So, even if he wanted to help, there was nothing he could do. I can only tell the news to the boss earlier or later. Alas, Riki is just bad luck. Meow meow. Chen Yifan held her tender little hand worriedly. Against Yang Xingyu, he couldn't say that Zhang Miao had no chance of winning. But also extremely slim. That is the direct descendant of the Yang family of the Fire Gymnasium, the best candidate for this year's seed player and champion recognized by the world. Looking at the list of his and Yang Xingyu's battle against 5-0 displayed on the big screen, Zhang Miao took a moment. Feeling the warmth from her palm, Zhang Miao turned her head to look at Chen Yifan. Seeing the concern in her boyfriend's eyes, Zhang Miao smiled, revealing a beautiful smile. It's okay, Xiao Chen, don't worry about me. Shouldn't you just hit Yang Xingyu? Even if I lose. Zhang Miao paused, then looked at Chen Yifan, raised her face, and smiled slightly. My little Chen will help me retaliate. Right. Chen Yifan was stunned, then smiled and nodded seriously. Right. That's all right. Zhang Miao hugged Chen Yifan's arm and leaned against him, and said with a happy expression, maybe, I can still play some of his whole cards. When the time comes, you have to watch carefully. Okay, I will definitely take a good look at it. Chen Yifan gently stroked Xiaona's hair. He knew what kind of loss was hidden under her smiling face. Chen Yifan couldn't help turning his head to look, and Yang Xingyu, who was sitting on the other side, happened to cast his gaze over. Yang Xingyu smiled and raised an eyebrow at Chen Yifan. Zhang Miao, let's practice with this crazy woman this time, to see if this kid is still rampant. He admitted that he also watched Chen Yifan's Webnovel match, and he did have some strength. But compared to him, it is far from enough. Chen Yifan narrowed his eyes, turned his head, and continued to comfort Zhang Miao. Whether it's for himself or for Zhang Miao. Small Ho-Oh Cup. He must win. Next, all the rosters for the battle were quickly selected by machine. Chen Yifan's rival is Lin Shuling, who also performed very well in the first round. She is a girl with short hair. The Pokémon she uses is a Desert Naya. Chen Yifan was very impressive. That Desert Naya can also pin missile, very powerful. After all the pairs were selected, the person in charge left in a hurry. Half an hour later, the second round of the Little Ho-Oh Cup is about to start. What? Zhang Wenbin frowned, surprised to hear what the person in charge said. My daughter wants to fight Yang Xingyu? Zhang Wenbin rubbed his forehead, his head was a little dazed, but as the vice chairman of the league, he couldn't say anything. Sighing, everyone has their own fortune, it can only be said that Meow only has the strength to go this far. Fortunately, he had already told President Cheng Yu in advance that even if he was eliminated in the second round, Sichuan University would still want Zhang Meow, and the preferential treatment policy must not be bad. After all, with his face in Sichuan province, even Zhang Meow didn't play the small Ho-Oh Cup, so he could still squeeze it in. It's not like he was out of Sichuan province, those famous schools basically ignored him, especially the top 3. This year, Imperial University didn't even send an admissions teacher to say that it's time to watch the video of the little Ho-Oh Cup before selecting the best. Admitted. It's crazy, but there's nothing you can do about it. That is the number 1 university, Totem, which has won the championship for 5 consecutive years in the University League. Imperial University has produced too many master-level trainers. Even Su Zhenyi, the current elite of the Department of Electricity, was once a student of Imperial University, and is now the honorary president of Imperial University. He never thought about the possibility of Zhang Meow defeating Yang Xingyu. After all, he was the so-called candidate for the championship. Half an hour later, the huge stadium was noisy again, so the audience returned to their original positions, waiting for the most important second half of the game to start. Okay, welcome back to the audience. After lunch, it can be seen that everyone is full of energy. Ho Wenbo made a joke, which caused the audience to boo. By the way, let's also remind the audience in front of the TV that the second half of the Little Ho-Oh Cup will start soon. Don't walk away, turn on the TV, turn on the computer, turn on Pokémon Pokédex, and watch our live broadcast on time. The next first match, wow! Is the first match so exciting? Ho Wenbo looked at the list of players for the first match, and was a little surprised by Jing.0. Let's invite the 2 contestants from the first round of the second round of the Little Ho-Oh Cup, Zhang Meow and Yang Xingyu, to compete on stage. Wow! When they heard that these 2 were fighting, especially when they heard Yang Xingyu's name, the audience was in an uproar. Chu Rui and Liang Wenjing looked at each other. Liang Wenjing looked worriedly at Zhang Meow who walked onto the stage with a tense face. According to Chu Rui, this Yang Xingyu is very powerful, and his daughter-in-law to be doesn't know if he can handle it. Please release the Pokémon within 10 seconds, and those who exceed the time limit will be deemed to have automatically abstained. The corners of Yang Xingyu's mouth raised slightly, and he tightly held the Pokeball in his hand. Seeing Zhang Meow who seemed a little nervous opposite, Yang Xingyu showed a faint smile on his face. He is not a talkative person, his usual rule is to convince people with strength. This is how this world is, where strength is the most important thing. Defeat this crazy woman, then defeat that arrogant kid, and send them both to hell. This is my own response. 2 red lights flashed on the field. Fennekin and a long-nosed mouse with a small flame burning on its back appeared on the field. Oh! Appeared Fennekin and Cyndaquil. This wave is the battle of the 3 royal families. Yang Xingyu's Cyndaquil is not as timid as common Cyndaquil. Instead, he stands on the field with both feet and puts his small hands on his waist, looking very imposing. 1.2 Pokémon, Cyndaquil attribute fire ability, flash fire, dream ability. When attacked by fire type, it will absorb all the fire energy in it, not only will not be hurt, but its own flame power will also increase. The range of attack tolerance and energy absorption depends on the Pokémon's strength, and there is a certain upper limit. If the upper limit is exceeded, not only cannot it be absorbed, but it will also cause Pokémon to suffer serious backlash. Species Strength 309 Qualification, Legendary Strength, Common Level, Primary Trainer Level, Skills, Tackle, Ember, Quick Attack, Defense Curl, Flame Wheel, Flamethrower. Note, most Cyndaquils are timid. When attacked, they will curl up into a ball. They have a very gentle temper. When they are angry, the flames on their backs will burn violently, and the flames will be more powerful. Legendary Level Qualification, Dream Ability Cyndaquil, Debut. Chapter 80. Among the guests, Zhang Wenbin couldn't help but look at Yang Ting, who was smiling beside him. Cyndaquil. Yang's trump card Pokémon is the complete form of Cyndaquil, Typhlosion. The Pokémon statue of Typhlosion is still placed at the entrance of the Blast Flame Gym. Although the current Pavilion Master Yang seldom participates in battles, Zhang Wenbin still remembers how powerful his Typhlosion is. Absolute suppression, burn up everything, horrible. Even if Yang Xingyu learned a little bit from Pavilion Master Yang, it would be more than enough. Zhang Wenbin suddenly lost interest. Perhaps in this kind of competition, his own conditions are far from enough. Maybe he is a big man in the eyes of many people, an elite trainer, the vice chairman of the league, that's amazing. But in the eyes of Tang Jian and even Yang Ting, he is just a pretty good subordinate. They are also big figures in his eyes. Cyndaquil. Zhang Meow frowned. This Cyndaquil looked a little different, but she couldn't tell the reason for a while. Anyway, I just feel that this Pokémon is different from others. Forget it, never mind. Zhang Meow gritted her teeth. No matter how different 30 is, everyone is not the same trainee trainer. She gets angry when she sees Yang Xingyu like that. What are you dragging? Fennekin, here we go. Firefox. Fennekin opened his mouth slightly, and a cloud of ember rushed towards Cyndaquil. Next. Ina. Looking at the approaching ember, the corner of Yang Xingyu's mouth twitched. Not only did he not let Cyndaquil hide, but instead let him take the initiative to face Ember. Under Zhang Meow's horrified eyes, Ember directly swallowed Cyndaquil's body. A red light flashed on Cyndaquil's body. Not only did he not take any damage, but the flames on his back rose slightly. This is... Ho Wenbo's eyes widened. Oh my god! If I'm not mistaken, player Yang Xingyu's Cyndaquil ability is off. There were bursts of exclamations from the audience. Cyndaquil from Flash Fire ability, that means... This Cyndaquil is a dream ability. A Pokémon with a legendary qualification is not necessarily a dream ability, but a Pokémon with a dream ability must be a legendary qualification. In the lounge, Chen Yifan and Niu Junhao looked at each other, and they both saw the seriousness in each other's eyes. Chen Yifan is okay, for him, Flash Fire ability may not be as good as Flash Fire. But Niu Junhao was different. His Litten is of the fire element, and the most powerful skill is also of the fire element. Good guy, it's a nightmare for fire trainers. Everyone at the guest table was also very surprised. Old Yang, you are so generous. Tang Jian couldn't help laughing. A Pokémon with legendary status. Money alone cannot buy it. Either by luck or relationships. Even Tang Jian, a master trainer, had a hard time getting a chance. Yang Ting smiled lightly, shook his head, and didn't say much. He knew that Yang Xingyu was fighting against Zhang Wenbin's daughter next to him at this time, and at this time, it couldn't affect his mood, right? Moreover, in this arena, there is not only one Pokémon who dreams of ability. Call back boom. After absorbing the Ember attack from Fennekin, Cyndaquil responded with an Ember. After beating Fennekin back in a row, his little face was covered with scorched black marks. Cyndaquil's Ember attack, it hurts. Fennekin, approach it. Zhang Meow also came to her senses at this time. Since Ember can't do it, then just don't use fire skills. Her Fennekin is not a little fool who only knows the fire element. Firefox. Fennekin sprang on all fours and ran towards Cyndaquil. Psybeam, shouted softly, and Fennekin's eyes shone with 7-colored light. A 7-colored light shot towards Cyndaquil. Snapped. At this moment, Yang Xingyu snapped his fingers suddenly. Ina. Cyndaquil's face turned serious, his body suddenly curled up, forming a ball, rolling out continuously on the ground. At the same time, raging fire covered its body, leaving the ground a scorched black color. Flame wheel. Boom. The high-speed rotating flame wheel collided with the incoming Psybeam. What? Under Zhang Meow's unbelievable eyes, the flame wheel directly broke through the Psybeam, smashing towards Fennekin with unabated momentum. Oh my god! What a strong flame wheel! This situation is terrible. Get out of the way! Fennekin! With Zhang Meow's exclamation, Fennekin jumped vigorously and avoided the flame wheel coming from rollout. Just as Zhang Meow breathed a sigh of relief, I saw that the empty flame wheel suddenly turned in another direction and turned a corner. Under Cyndaquil's control, the flame wheel jumped up, and Fennekin, who was still in midair and hadn't landed, had no room to dodge, and the flame wheel slammed into Fennekin's body. Firefox. Fennekin fell heavily, and Cyndaquil in flame wheel form also smashed back to the ground and regained its original shape. Although less noticeable, Cyndaquil still had a faint mark from the Psybeam on his forehead, apparently not as unscathed as others had seen. The battle seems to be over. Cyndaquil's control over the flame wheel really amazes me. Fennekin. Looking at Fennekin lying on the ground with his eyes circling, Zhang Meow bit his lips tightly, trying not to let himself see Yang Xingyu's complacent look. He clenched his fists. Xiao Chen, can he really defeat this guy? Zhang Miao suddenly had this question in her heart. But then his eyes hardened. I am Zhang Miao's man. It must be done. Fennekin lost the ability to fight, Cyndaquil won. Congratulations to player Yang Xingye for advancing to the next round. At the guest table, Zhang Wenbin looked at the back of his daughter leaving, and heaved a long sigh. As a parent, it's really hard to watch your precious daughter fail. But he couldn't help but accept the result. 960 Rather than saying it is a battle, it is better to say it is a unilateral crush. One is Flash Fire ability's strong restraint on Fire-type Pokémon, and the other is that Cyndaquil itself is strong enough. That made Zhang Miao basically powerless to fight back. Back in the lounge, it stands to reason that Zhang Miao has eliminated those who can no longer stay in the lounge, but because of her status, the staff turned a blind eye. Chen Yifan was a little worried about Xiaonazai's contest condition, afraid that she would not be able to think about it, but unexpectedly, Zhang Miao was joking, but it seemed that there was nothing serious about it. Don't look at me like that, Xiao Chen, I'm not as fragile as you think. Yang Miao raised an eyebrow at Chen Yifan in a funny way. She is not a weak girl, she is Zhang Miao. That unique Zhang Miao. Only in front of Chen Yifan or her parents, she will be charming and make trouble, and she will show her weak side. But not today, this is the playing field. She has to learn to accept failure. What's more, you can't let others read the jokes, what is the crying, and embarrass Xiao Chen. Zhang Miao raised her face proudly, as if she was the one who won. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose, anyway, the championship will be yours sooner or later. Chen Yifan smiled and rubbed her head, and Zhang Miao rubbed her head obediently. Chen Yifan looked to the other side, it was taunt from the real winner, the smile on Chen Yifan's face gradually faded. You are right. Champion, sooner or later it will be mine. Chapter 81. As time passed, the second round of the game was halfway through. After Zhang Miao lost, Chu Rui and Liang Wenjing's faces were a little heavy, and they couldn't help but worry about Chen Yifan. Although for Liang Wenjing, Chen Yifan's participation in the race is already a great honor, but who doesn't want their son to achieve better results? Next, I invite contestants Chen Yifan and Lin Shuling to come on stage. It looks like a wonderful match is about to begin. Who will win the final victory against Nea in the desert? Aunt Liang, Yifan is here. Yet. Liang Wenjing smiled and nodded, staring intently at her son who was slowly coming up to the stage, her eyes were moist with pride at the same time. Chen Yifan was able to score in this arena with a dug, one can imagine what kind of hard training and torture he went through behind the scenes. But I can't give him any help, not even the most basic money. This kid. Liang Wenjing wiped her eyes and couldn't help but smile, just like his father, he was unyielding. Back on the field, both players released Pokémon at the same time. Dig. Desert Nai. Pokémon Desert Naya attribute, Grass ability, Sand Hidden, similar to Snow Hidden, 1 in sandstorm weather, 1 in snowy weather, species strength 335 qualification, rare strength, common level, primary trainer level, skills, poison barb, leer, needle arm, pin missile note, the more it is in a harsh environment with less rain, the more beautiful and fragrant flowers will bloom. Will fight with barbed arms Desert Naya, which looks like a spherical cactus, is very powerful at this stage. But Chen Yifan felt that compared to Lu Yue's Ice Vulpix in the first round, this guy was much easier to deal with. Ice Vulpix's freezing ray emits a bit fast, so I'm a little afraid to let Solation get close to Ice Vulpix. Once it is too late to avoid the freezing light, Bunelby may be frozen into ice slag. But against Naya in the desert, it was different. Chen Yifan smiled, Yang Xingyu's Cyndaquil may be very powerful, but his Bunelby is also very powerful. The game begins. Dig. With the referee's order, both Pokémon are ready to fight. At this moment, Bunelby moved and walked towards Naya in the desert. Desert Nai. In the blink of an eye in the desert Naya, Chu Zhifang rushed in front of him. Desert Naya, needle arm. Lin Shuling reacted quickly, and Desert Naya also flashed white light on her arm, and she was about to use her skills. But Bunelby moves faster than that. Fake out. A punch hit the center of Desert Naya's eyebrows, and the powerful blow made Desert Naya tremble, and the arm that was shining with white light also stopped. But Bunelby's attacks didn't stop. A pair of long ears flashed white, and hit Naya in the desert again. Quick attack. Ah! Desert Naya! Desert Nai! During trainer's surprise growl, Desert Naya let out a cry of pain, and was knocked down to the ground by the violent attack. A flurry of attacks happened in just a few seconds. It made the audience a little overwhelmed. Chen Yifan raised the corner of his mouth slightly, and squeezed his fist violently. It's time to end. Dig. Bunelby also clenched his fist tightly, his hand was trembling even with force, the small fist flashed white, and he punched down hard. Boom. With a dull sound, Desert Naya's body thumped, and his eyes rolled in circles. 20 seconds. End the fight. Lin Shuoling's eyes widened, and she couldn't help taking a step back in horror, a little frightened by Bunelby's aura just now. Immediately afterwards, he looked at Desert Naya, who had lost his ability to fight. Gudong. Lin Shuoling swallowed. How can it be? At the same time, even the entire arena fell silent. The end, is it over? Ho Wenbo's expression was blank. He thought it would be a battle between you and me. Did you make a mistake? How much time is this? As soon as I drink my saliva, the game is over? This combination of Chen Yifan and Bunelby not only fooled rival, but also fooled the commentators and the audience. Chu Rui's live broadcast room also kept frightening bullet screens. Chu Rui and Liang Wenjing looked at each other, the shock in their eyes was visible to the naked eye. They really never imagined that Chen Yifan would be so powerful. I couldn't see it in the last game, I just thought that Bunelby was very powerful, very strong, and could resist the freezing light. But this game, it was crushed by pure strength. Following Yang Xingyu's absolute crushing, compared to Yang Xingyu, Chen Yifan was even cleaner. I can only say now, Chen Yifan, one word. Strong. Desert Naya lost the ability to fight, Bunelby won. Congratulations to Chen Yifan for advancing to the next round. Boom. The whole audience erupted immediately, and there was continuous applause on the field. Everyone is cheering for Chen Yifan's performance. At this moment, it has nothing to do with the beauty and ugliness of Pokémon, and it has nothing to do with the fame of trainer. In this arena, people only respect the strong. Undoubtedly, following the defeat of Bing Vulpix in the previous round, this round defeated Naya in the desert again. No one will doubt Chen Yifan's strength again. No one will ever question Bunelby's strength. Chen Yifan is one of the few strong players in the Little Ho-Oh Cup. Chen Yifan smiled slightly, took back the poke ball, bowed slightly to the audience and guest seats, and left a handsome back amidst the applause. At the guest table, Yang Ting smiled slightly, and said to Tang Jian next to him, "Did you see it?" Tang Jian recovered from his astonishment, pondered for a moment and then nodded slowly, "It should be right. This Bunelby." Tang Jian let out a deep breath, dream ability, Hercules. Although the Pokémon like Dudumu is not outstanding, but dream ability is different. Unexpectedly, in this arena, two dream abilities will appear at the same time. Insert here, the protagonist's Bunelby will not evolve into Diggersby, and there will be another form later. I hope you will not be affected. County, on the other hand, Zhang Wenbin was somewhat surprised by Chen Yifan's performance. Having defeated Master Lu Sueki's sister in the last round, he already felt that this kid was a bit formidable. But this game changed some of his thoughts. This kid is really strong. This Bunelby, like a god of war, is completely different from other diggers. Zhang Wenbin's complexion suddenly changed. Something is wrong. What was he thinking? I was actually thinking that maybe it's okay for this kid to associate with his daughter. Zhang Wenbin, something is wrong with you. Chapter 82. When Chen Yifan returned to the waiting room, the other players looked at him differently. There is fear in it, but also some can't believe it. Desert Naya, who performed so well in the previous game, was actually hanged and beaten by a dug. It just doesn't make sense. Even Yang Xingyu frowned, and had to admit that this kid's Bunelby is indeed very good. Although he is confident that he can win, he is not so big that he thinks that other rival Pokémon are vulnerable. Only the heartless Zhang Meow Meow hugged her boyfriend's arm and used exaggeration, which made Chen Yifan feel a little embarrassed. As the competition continued, the recruiting teachers from various colleges and universities also began to prepare to compete for the excellent players. Although the game has not yet reached the last moment, but it can be seen in general. Yang Xingyu was undoubtedly the only one. Even if he didn't come to participate in the Little Ho-Oh Cup, but looking at the face of the host Yang, the most arrogant imperial capital university will definitely extend a warm welcome. At the beginning, players like Niu Junhao were regarded by them Even Zhang Miao, who was eliminated by Yang Xingyu, and Liu Wei, who was eliminated by Chen Yifan, wanted to fight for them. They originally wanted to compete for an excellent student among the background players listed. For other contestants, accept those who can, and don't force those who can't. But among those who were excluded, only 953 had a variable. Chen Yifan. After defeating Ice Vulpix and Desert Nea, Chen Yifan played 2 more games. Once again won the game with a crushing attitude. After a bye, he entered the semi-finals directly. It made many recruiting teachers on the field stunned. This player named Chen Yifan is really capable. Although the background is not good. But at this time, there is no doubt that judging by the performance of all the players on the field. Chen Yifan, only under Yang Xingyu. Hehe, do coaching, how is it? How do you think these little guys in our province are doing? Cheng Yu turned his head with a smile, looked at the recruiting teachers sitting behind the guest seats, and asked a white-bearded old man with his head buried in his palm computer. Although with a smile on his face, the hidden edge is indeed extremely sharp. Du Coaching, whose real name is Dus Hixing, comes from Zhongyuan University, and is also the coaching teacher and elite trainer of the Zhongyuan University team. Zhongyuan University is one of the 10 famous universities of Huaxia Alliance. Although the situation in recent years has not been very good, and there is a tendency to drop out of the top 10, but the skinny, deek, camel is bigger than the horse, and Zhongyuan University is still one of the top 10 schools in the hearts of the people of the country. In terms of identity, in terms of strength, they are not at the same level as the senior trainers and teachers sitting next to them. I just don't know why this old guy led the team here this year. Cheng Yu thought to himself. Every year, Sichuan Metropolis competes openly and secretly with these colleges and universities that come to enroll students. Sichuan naturally hopes that all the excellent students from Sichuan province will be included in their pockets. It's a pity that the competitiveness is still obviously insufficient. After all, it is not the name of the top 10, even if the gap between the schools is not very big, but the attraction is still not enough. Sichuan University has not been able to get many excellent students in the past year, and most of them are unwilling to study in other provinces. That's right, Principal Cheng, these contestants from Sichuan province this year are all worth fighting for. Dus Hixing raised his head, a smile appeared on his serious face. I couldn't help but sneered in my heart, wanting to stop Zhongyuan University from robbing people? It's a good idea. Even if those 3 schools are there, I have to fight hard this year, let alone a Sichuan University. In recent years, Zhongyuan University has had a bad source of students, and suffered several defeats in the college league. The students sent out last year didn't even make it to the top 20, which was horrible. Therefore, now he can only do it himself. This year, he must recruit excellence fresh blood to alleviate the decline of Zhongyuan University. Not only the martial arts test in Sichuan province, but also the martial arts test in other provinces. The martial arts exam time varies from place to place. He has already gone through several provinces. The time for the martial arts exam in Sichuan province is relatively late. There are still a few provinces to go, but relatively speaking, he still has plenty of time. Dus Hixing locked his eyes on the first name written on his handheld computer. There was a gleam in his eyes. This year's Sichuan provincial martial arts examination, he didn't want Yang Xingyu, nor did he want Niu Junhao, he just wanted to win over one person. Chen Yifan. He is very optimistic about this kid, and he also likes this kid's fighting style. If he can win the championship, Dus Hixing can even apply to the school specially. Made an exception and included Chen Yifan in the school team. That's right, not a candidate for the school team, but an official member of the school team. Of course, he can only apply, and the school may not agree, but it is definitely no problem to make up for it. University, not so much a school, is actually more like a sect. Competition is fierce. A school team student is like a personal disciple of a sect. The treatment is very high. Through the competition, people gradually discovered that there seemed to be only 2 people competing for the championship in Belgium. One is Yang Xingyu and the other is Chen Yifan. The strength of the 2 can be said to be far behind other trainers. But Yang Xingyu's Pokémon is stronger no matter how you look at it. So in the eyes of many people, Yang Xingyu still has the advantage. Bunelby, after all, is only Bunelby. At this time, the game has gradually entered the final semi-finals. The situation also became clear. After several twists and turns, Chen Yifan made it to the semi-finals. With Yang Xingyu, Niu Junhao, and a girl named Su Yushan, they are temporarily tied for the top 4. Ouch! Thank you Mega Seduc for the total of 10 Mega Rockets. Isn't this still in the top 3? Why did you give it in advance? In the auditorium, Chu Rui's eyes narrowed with a smile. Chen Yifan's consecutive victories not only dispelled the audience's doubts about Chen Yifan's strength, but also his popularity rose accordingly. It has reached a level that he could not have imagined before. There are more than 10,000 people online in the live broadcast room. Not only Mega Seducts present, but also many viewers sent presents, which made him earn a lot of money at once. Not only can I pay back the money, but my future career as a breeder is also settled. Liang Wenjing sat on the seat, feeling a little restless. She really never imagined that her son could hit this level. Martial arts test semi-finals. And there is a great possibility of competing for the championship. That's the winner of the Little Ho-Oh Cup. This honor is too much for her. So much so that she is still dumbfounded. After a short break, the battle list for the semi-finals was finally drawn out. Yang Xingyu vs Niu Junhao. Chen Yifan vs Su Yushan. The final battle is about to kick off. Chapter 83. Welcome to the audience to return to our competition. The semi-finals of the Little Ho-Oh Cup will begin soon, and the winner will advance to the finals. The exciting moment is here. Next, I invite contestants Niu Junhao and Yang Xingyu to compete on stage. Junhao, come on. I will. Brother Yifan. Chen Yifan patted Niu Junhao on the shoulder, and glanced at Yang Xingyu who walked out of the lounge at the same time. Chen Yifan, I'm waiting for you in the final. Yang Xingyu cast a sideways glance at the nervous Niu Junhao, and smiled slightly on his cold face. I hope you don't fall down in the semifinals. Seeing Yang Xingyu go out, Niu Junhao bit his lip, feeling ignored by rival. So sad. Chen Yifan didn't say much, just patted him on the shoulder again. Niu Junhao should understand what to do at this level. Only by doing our best can there be such a glimmer of hope. Come on. Once they're both on stage, let Litten and Cyndaquil out. It's another battle between the 3 families. Litten is facing Cyndaquil, but I believe everyone present can see that Yang Xingyu's Cyndaquil is very strong, and has the flash fire ability to absolutely restrain the fire-type Pokémon. But I believe that Niu Junhao's Litten can also compete with him. Let us look forward to the final result of this game. Litten, we're on our way. Niu Junhao looked solemn. Cyndaquil's ability is flash fire, which basically blocks Litten's fire skills, especially Ember, which is 100% absorbable. If you want to win, you must make a surprise move. Meow. Litten nodded his head, and his face became serious. Yang Xingyu narrowed his eyes, and a trace of coldness appeared at the corner of his mouth. Coward. Unexpectedly, this kid also hit here. Then let me see, Master Niu Tianli, how much has he taught you? The game begins. With the referee's order, the atmosphere on the field suddenly became dignified. Cyndaquil, get on. Cyndaquil squinted and blinked, the flames on his back suddenly rose, and his mouth slammed into a barrage of Ember attacks. Litten moved his limbs and kept running on the field. While avoiding Ember's attack, he quickly approached Cyndaquil, his sharp front paws flickered coldly, and rushed towards Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil stopped attacking, his body suddenly shrunk into a ball, and he used the defense curl skill. Litten's claw attack hit Cyndaquil's chubby body, and his claws hurt. Meow. Litten retreated a few steps, his paws were a little red. Litten gritted his teeth, this mouse is so hot. Cyndaquil curled up into a ball also left 2 faint paw prints, but Cyndaquil did not stop at the same place, and quickly spun on the spot, and with a soft sound the whole body stood up. Flame wheel. Ina. Meow, boom. With a loud bang, Litten was thrown backward by the flame wheel and fell to the ground with a plop. Cyndaquil returned to his original state, looked at Litten who was lying on his back and seemed to be motionless, and his mouth glowed red. Chen Yifan in the waiting room looked very solemn. This guy's Cyndaquil is not only strong, but also has rich combat experience. Don't give Litten a chance at all. Ember. Cyndaquil hit Litten again with an ember, followed by an explosion. Smoke obscured Litten's figure. Not, is it over? There were also exclamations and sighs from the audience. Not only Ho Wenbo, but even most of the audience on the field thought so, suffering consecutive injuries from Flame Wheel and Ember. For Litten at this stage, it is simply fatal. Even if it is a fire-type Pokémon, it is mostly unbearable. Humph, Boring. Yang Xingyu curled his lips, a coward is a coward. But when he was about to wait for the referee to announce the result of the game, a roar came from the smoke. Meow. A Litten whose fur was burnt and slightly charred rushed out. At this time Litten seems to be very energetic, with the red light constantly surrounding it. The battle isn't over yet. Niu Junhao's nervous expression turned around and he clenched his fists tightly. What he's been waiting for is this moment. Yang Xingyu narrowed his eyes, this kid. OMG, Litten isn't down yet. Ho Wenbo took a closer look, and shouted in surprise, not only that, Niu Junhao's Litten, fierce ability has been activated. Come on! Litten, fire Fang! Under the double roar of Niu Junhao and Litten rushed towards Cyndaquil at a very fast speed. Humph, looking for death. Yang Xingyu sneered. Actually trying to use fire skills to attack a Pokémon with flash fire ability. It's childish FG opening the door to childishness. Childish at home. Cyndaquil, quick attack dodge. However, although the fire skill Cyndaquil can absorb it, it is only limited to energy attacks, such as Ember, Flame Vortex, etc. It is inevitable to suffer some damage from physical attacks like this. Zero Fur Flowers. Naturally, Yang Xingyu couldn't let Cyndaquil give Litten a bite for nothing. But Yang Xingyu obviously miscalculated how fast Litten was under this contest condition. Just when a white light appeared under Cyndaquil's feet, Litten, a lunge with 120% speed and strength, threw Cyndaquil to the ground before he could move. What? Yang Xingyu's pupil shrank. A dazzling red light flickered in Litten's mouth, and the fiery fire wound around his teeth, bursting out with red fire. Ah! I took a bite. Zilla. Although the flames on the teeth are absorbed by Cyndaquil, Litten's bite force is extremely strong, and the damage it brings is also fatal. Meow. Like a ferocious beast that has been starving for days, Litten's eyes are extremely ferocious, and he can feel the blood from Cyndaquil's bite in his mouth, which arouses its fierceness even more. Cyndaquil's movements completely froze, and he kept pushing Litten with his hands, trying to tear Litten off, but its movements made Litten bind himself more tightly to Cyndaquil. The constant pain growl from Cyndaquil's mouth made Yang Xingyu stunned, and he looked at Litten and Niu Junhao who had the same ferocious expression on the opposite side in disbelief. This guy, this kid. The entire audience was stunned. Zhang Miao Miao and Chen Yifan in the lounge were also stunned, including Yang Ting in the guest seat was also a little dazed. Is this still his usually shy little grandson? The two Pokémon stuck together and were in a constant stalemate. Cyndaquil was suffering from the pain and torture caused by the bite wound, and Litten was also constantly suffering from the high temperature of Cyndaquil's body surface and the continuous loss of energy. It's a little tired. Litten's eyes were a little blurred, but he subconsciously held on to bite Cyndaquil, refusing to let go. Everyone watched nervously, no one could guarantee whether Yang Xingyu would be able to win. Looking at Cyndaquil, who was howling, Yang Xingyu's face suddenly became grim. Since he got Cyndaquil, he has never been humiliated like this. Nasty boy. There was nothing even he could do now. At this time, Cyndaquil couldn't even use his skills. Although the energy in his body was still full, the severe pain completely made him forget everything. The flames on Cyndaquil's back exploded violently, and the temperature on his body continued to rise, trying to make Litten let go of his mouth by relying on the high temperature. At this time, we can only see whose Pokémon can fight to the end. Guang. Chapter 84. In this tense and exciting environment, nearly a minute was spent. The game finally ushered in the finale. Litten's eyes became more and more blurred, and finally after more than a minute, as Litten closed his eyes, the tearing sensation from Cyndaquil's wound, which was almost unbearable, finally disappeared. Thump. With a soft sound, Litten let go of his mouth was full of Cyndaquil's blood and his own burn wounds, and fell to the ground. At the same time, Cyndaquil also sat weakly on the ground, with a very conspicuous wound on his body, and blood was still coming out. Cyndaquil didn't have any strength at this time. If only Litten could last a few more seconds. Maybe it just won. But it's a pity. Cyndaquil did not fall in the end and won the final victory. But Yang Xingyu wasn't happy at all. Gritting his teeth, he looked at Niu Junhao who ran towards Litten with a 147. This kid. It made him feel a great sense of humiliation. This time, he also miscalculated. If he tried his best, it was impossible for the kid to hurt his Cyndaquil. Hateful. Niu Junhao hugged the scarred Litten tightly in his arms, and could only feel a little temperature, which proved that Litten was still alive. After experiencing the flashbacks of the fierce fire and gritting his teeth for more than a minute, Litten has fallen into a real serious injury contest condition. This is an injury that even the recovery equipment can't recover well in a short time. It is impossible to continue fighting today. If there is still Niu Junhao's game in the future, then Niu Junhao can only abstain and admit defeat. Niu Junhao's eyes were full of tears as he gently stroked Litten. Wiping the tears from his eyes, Niu Junhao rubbed Litten's blood-stained fur. He knew what Litten was fighting so hard for. Didn't he just want to win him over and defeat Yang Xingyu, who has always looked down on him? But is it worth it? Is it worth the effort? Clap 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 clap. At this moment, enthusiastic applause continued to be heard from the audience seats, and even Yang Ting, Tang Jian, and others in the guest seats applauded. Niu Junhao was stunned, and looked around. The audience, including Grandpa, are all applauding for themselves. However, I clearly lost. Niu Junhao looked carefully, and he could still see a rare smile on his grandfather's face, as well as an encouraging look. Seeing Niu Junhao's eyes, Yang Ting nodded with a smile. Is this, what Dad said, the trainer spirit? Niu Junhao suddenly realized. Hugging Litten tighter, he seemed to have found his way. Worth. The applause continued for a long time. Everyone was shocked by the persistence between Niu Junhao and Litten. Many viewers have gradually realized that Yang Xingyu is not invincible. In this arena, nothing is impossible. We are moved by Niu Junhao and Litten's persistence, but unfortunately, the game is a game, and the ending is cruel. Litten lost the ability to fight, Cyndaquil won, and congratulations to Yang Xingyu for advancing to the final. The applause this time was much smaller than before. Yang Xingyu's face was ashen, and he let out a cold snort and got off the stage. Little Niu. Well done. When Niu Junhao returned to the lounge, even Zhang Miao patted him happily, making Niu Junhao tremble. Zhang Miao's expression is very happy. Regarding Niu Junhao's Litten, Zhang Miao can only say that she did a good job. It's just so heartwarming, I'm so happy. She saw Yang Xingyu Sima's face entering the lounge just now, and she almost died laughing. It's just a pity, just a little bit, a little bit. However, Zhang Miao was also very satisfied. Next, it was up to his little Chen to defeat that guy. Chen Yifan also nodded and smiled, we have all seen your persistence. Brother Yifan. Niu Junhao pursed his lips. He felt more and more that although Chen Yifan was only a few months older than him, but matured like a big brother, he was his best friend in this life. Good friend. Chen Yifan smiled, okay, go and heal Litten, it must be very serious. Well, then I'll go, cheers for the competition, brother Yifan. Go ahead. With a wave of his hand, Chen Yifan felt his arm tighten, and Zhang Miao leaned over. Give my little Chen Ai a hug. Come on for the competition. Good. Chen Yifan smiled, hugged Zhang Miao, and left the lounge. Next, we invite contestant Chen Yifan and contestant Su Yushin to come on stage. The two contestants will compete for the last place to advance to the final. Chen Yifan and Su Yushin came to the competition stage. Su Yushin looked solemn, Chen Yifan this rival. It's really hard to deal with, even if her Pokémon attribute has an advantage. Zero, but after watching this guy's few games, she didn't have much confidence. Su Yushin is a petite girl, about 1.5 meters, exquisite and small, with double ponytails, quite lowly style. But Chen Yifan is not interested in this. In contrast, Zhang Miao, YYDS. Following the referee's order, the two released Pokémon at the same time. Dig. Stubborn. A small black panda appeared on the field, holding a small piece of leafage in its mouth, looking quite cynical. This is the Pokémon, fighting Pokémon, Punch-Aim, which is very popular in Sichuan province. Pokémon, Punch-Aim attribute, fighting ability, Iron Fist, the fist attack will be more powerful, species strength 348 qualification, rare strength, common level, primary trainer level, skills, tackle, leer, arm thrust, low sweep note, although it will glare at the other party with a stern face, but because the momentum is not good enough, it usually has no effect. In addition, if it is touched on the head, it will suddenly show a gentle face. It likes Mimic to respect itself as the leader, the Pangoro, which learns how to fight and hunt. Stubborn. As soon as he appeared on the stage, Punch-Aim wanted to give Bun Elby a blow, showing a super fierce expression. Unexpectedly, the rabbit on the opposite side ignored it at all, and lowered its eyes without even looking at it. Punchame was stunned for a moment, feeling that his dignity had been hit 0.4 by a huge blow. You are a rabbit, shouldn't you be afraid of me? Straightening the leaves around his mouth, Punchame got a little angry. Game start. Stubborn. Dig. Both of them are melee Pokémon, and they rushed over at the same time. Punchame's speed is a bit slow, but his attack is very strong. He punched Bunnelby, and Bunnelby extended his fist, and the two Pokémon fisted together. Boom! The two Pokémon took a step back at the same time, and they fought evenly. Stubborn. Punchame was taken aback for a moment, looking at his fist in disbelief. This rabbit has so much strength. Bunnelby also shook his fist. This kitten is in a good mood. Chapter 85. Chen Yifan narrowed his eyes, if he guessed right. This Punchame is Iron Fist ability. Otherwise, with Bunnelby's current strength, as long as there are no Pokémon that have reached the intermediate trainer level, basically there will not be many Pokémon at the primary trainer level that can surpass or compete with it. Stubborn. With a roar, Punchame charged again, and it was not willing to draw even with Kuja Fang. It's going to teach the guy a lesson. Punchame's outstretched fist suddenly opened, and his palms stood up, and he slapped towards Kuja Fang at a super fast speed. Arm thrust. Next. Bunnelby's expression was solemn, and a white light flashed on his fist. Crack. 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 Continuous applause came, and Punchame's clapping attacks were all avoided by Dudu. But at this moment, Suyushin's eyes flashed. It's now, Punchame. Low sweep. Stubborn. As soon as Punchame stopped the attack, he exerted force on his feet, and suddenly he bent down and kicked Chu Jifeng with both legs. Dig. Chen Yifan's complexion changed, and then he showed a smile, and his movements were very fast. But it's not enough to hit Bunnelby. In the blink of an eye, Bunnelby hopped his legs hard and jumped high into the air, avoiding Punchame's low sweep. Wow! Punchame's reaction caused everyone to exclaim. Suyushin was also stunned, and Punchame could only watch helplessly as Bunnelby dodged his own attack and looked up. Bunnelby in midair suddenly took a deep breath, his stomach bulging. Dig. With the opening of the mouth, a large cloud of mud hit Punchame. Mud shot. Stubborn. Punchame, who had no time to dodge, was hit by the mud and fell backward unconsciously. When Punchame fell to the ground, Bunnelby also returned to the ground, and white light flashed under his feet. Quick attack. It's a bump against Punchame. Punchame, who was lying on the ground, had a look of pain in his eyes, and then opened his mouth. Stubborn. Being knocked over by the digger, he rolled over and over several times before stopping. Suyushin was a little dazed, and only she could know from her own experience that this Bunnelby has such a quick response, such a fast speed, and such a strong force. She believed that it was Yuzenjia's Bunnelby in disguise. Punchame barely got up from the ground, gritted his teeth and was about to fight back, but at this moment, it was suddenly taken aback. Suddenly, I felt like something was missing from my mouth. Punchame smacked his lips and touched again. Stubborn. It's leaves, gone. Where are the leaves, where are my leaves? Seeing Punchame, who was in a hurry and started to look for his lost leaves on the field, the trainers on both sides were a little speechless. Laughter erupted throughout the arena. OMG! Punchame! Suyushin covered her forehead. Her own Punchame is good in every way, but only this point has given her a headache all the time. Once the leaves in her mouth are gone, Punchame will lose more than half of her will to fight. Basically, don't even think about fighting. Chen Yifan was a little funny, but he wouldn't give this little guy a chance to find Yezi. Big villain, let yourself do it. Dao Daomin. Dugu. Punchame, get out of the way. Bunnelby moved his ears flickered white, and rushed towards Punchame, but he frantically looked for Punchame among the leaves, but he couldn't hear any orders at all. Snapped. Thump. Punchame's body trembled, his legs joined together, and he fell to the ground all of a sudden, his eyes rolled in circles. Stubborn, where did my leaves go? Punchame, due to go fighting ability. Punchame lost his ability to fight. Congratulations to Dujafang for winning. Hey, I can only say Suyushin, next time we compete, prepare some leaves for Punchame. Ho Wenbo's words made the audience roar with laughter. Su Yushan scratched her head, and then she was taken aback. That's right, why didn't she think of this method? Okay, then congratulations to Chen Yifan for advancing to the final, and our list for the final is finally out. Yang Xingyu will face Chen Yifan. Between strong. This time, who will win the final championship of the Little Ho-Oh Cup? After 10 minutes, the competition will start immediately. Don't walk away. Aunt. Yifan is in the finals. In the auditorium, Chu Rui looked very excited. His good brother rushed all the way to the final under the circumstances that most people were not optimistic about. Even if you lose, it can still be regarded as a legendary story. Liang Wenjing also smiled and nodded with emotion, her heart pounding. Old Yang, which one do you like? At the guest table, Tang Jian asked with a smile. He didn't have any concerns about this. Although Yang Xingyu is Yang Ting's grandnephew, Yang Ting has always been fair in the competition, and it is impossible for Salation to make a conclusion because of his relationship with Yang Xingyu. A smile appeared on Yang Ting's face. In terms of strength alone, I think Xingyu is stronger. But Xingyu is a little too proud. This is not good. Just like just now, his arrogance almost ruined this competition. And this little guy named Chen Yifan can train a burrower to this level, even a burrower of the Hercules ability. It's also very capable. Tang Jian nodded, and when he was about to ask again, Yang Ting and 010 continued, so, if you want to ask me which one is my favorite, I like both, but you want me to tell who wins and who loses. You know, there is no certain outcome in the game. Yang Ting shook his head with a smile. I can only say that both children have a chance to win, but Xingyu's winning rate is higher. Tang Jian nodded thoughtfully. Indeed, after all, Yang Xingyu has Yang Ting's teaching, coupled with the advantage of Pokémon, the odds of winning are much higher than Chen Yifan. And Chen Yifan? Tang Jian looked at the player information brought over by the assistant on the table. Born in a poor family, father died early, raised by mother. A child from a poor family can go to this arena and even reach the final. It's not easy. Even though there might be some adventures, Tang Jian still admires Chen Yifan very much. There seems to be a drive in this kid that attracts him. The Pokémon issued by the Alliance are anonymous, so Tang Jian doesn't know that Chen Yifan's excavation is free from the Pokémon Center, and he is not interested in knowing it. This world is magical, full of adventures, and everyone has their own secrets. Unless it is obtained illegally and someone calls the police, no one will care about how your rare Pokémon, legendary Pokémon came about. Do not disturb each other. This is the unspoken rule of Trainer. Chapter 86. Zhang Wenbin on the side listened to the whispers of the two bosses next to him, with a complicated expression on his face. To be honest, subconsciously, he was very happy that this kid could make it to the finals. But let him say it out of his mouth, he will not admit it even if he is killed. What the hell, this kid abducted his precious daughter, why should he cheer him up? However, Zhang Wenbin's mood became more complicated when he saw the player information passed by Tang Jian. A poor boy. In fact, he also came from a poor boy. I have worked hard to achieve what I am today. It is also thanks to Zhang Miao's mother's perseverance that he has what he is today. It was also because he was poor that he gave Zhang Miao everything he could, and he didn't want his daughter to suffer any small grievances. He does not discriminate against the poor, but only those who are poor and unwilling to accept the status quo. But Chen Yifan gave him a big change. A child from a poor family, relying on his own strength, forcibly entered this stage that is supreme for rookie trainer. Little Ho-Oh Cup, final. It was something that he had never dared to think about before, but he did it. This kid. Zhang Wenbin let out a sigh of relief. Forget it. Regardless of whether you win or lose, after the game is over, let's go meet. During the 10 minutes of the off-season, people couldn't wait to see the final result of the game, and they began to discuss in full swing. Even on the internet, there are millions of netizens in Sichuan province who are discussing who will be the final winner of this year's Little Ho-Oh Cup. The popularity of the first place in the Little Ho-Oh Cup and the popularity of the second place are far from comparable. Except for those who care, who will remember who won the runner-up in this kind of competition. Chu Rui, this? I remember. So the distinction between Chen Dang and Yang Dang began to appear on the internet. Of course, those who supported Yang Dang still accounted for the majority, but those who supported Chen Dang also became small. Most of them are girls. Regardless of Pokémon, in terms of appearance, Chen Yifan has already won. This also caused Chu Rui, the OB anchor who broadcast the Chen Yifan game, to become popular, and the Stephanies of the Chen party began to pour into the live broadcast room, which was said to be the Chen Yifan brothers, and contributed popularity to Chu Rui, making him almost laugh. Cracked. For 10 minutes, Zhang Miao Miao stayed in her boyfriend's arms, kept saying words of encouragement, without taking a break, which moved Chen Yifan and was a little funny at the same time. Niu Junhao also came back to cheer for Chen Yifan. Litten was still in treatment. After the finals, the losers' match will be decided, but those matches will not be broadcasted, and most of the audience will not continue to watch. The lower bracket matches determine the top 10 players except for the top 4. Niu Junhao and Silyushan competed for the 3rd and 4th places. But it's a pity that Litten can't fight today. By default, Silyushan won the 3rd place, Tian Junhao Dian Lian. Although it was a pity, Niu Junhao didn't have many regrets, mainly because his family was not bad. Unlike Chen Yifan, who wants to save everything and save money, but when the Little Ho-Oh Cup is over, the situation will improve a lot. 10 minutes passed quickly, and the stadium sky once again fired a few salutes. Congratulations on the birth of the Little Ho-Oh Cup champion. Now, let us welcome the next 2 contestants with warm applause. Please, player Yang Xingyu, clap clap clap. Enthusiastic applause resounded throughout the audience. Yang Xingyu slowly walked out of the lounge, looked around, and raised the corner of his mouth. He liked this feeling very much. The winner of this match is destined to be his. When Yang Xingyu came on stage, the host continued, please, Chen Yifan contestant, clap clap clap. Come on, Yifan. In the auditorium, Chu Rui blushed and shouted loudly, which stirred up the atmosphere of the audience, and the audience who liked Chen Yifan also shouted out, and for a while the whole audience was full of Chen Yifan cheering. Even more enthusiastic than Yang Xingyu. Yang Xingyu's face darkened watching closely at Chen Yifan who was walking towards him. This kid will steal the limelight from him. When the two released the Pokémon, Chen Yifan looked at Yang Xingyu's Cyndaquil, and couldn't help being amused. He found that there were still traces of being bitten by Litten on Cyndaquil's body, and the teeth marks were clearly visible. It seems that the bite is too deep, and even the recovery equipment cannot recover all at once. Yang Xingyu seemed to feel Chen Yifan's teasing gaze, and his face darkened. This kid dared to make fun of him. Court death. At this time, Yang Ting also stood up, looked at the audience, and the audience was silent. Yang Ting smiled and took the microphone from Tang Jian. This year's competition, I have seen it all. I am very satisfied with this year's contestants, whether it is the eliminated contestants or the 2 young contestants standing on the field, we all see your hard work. Clap clap clap. Applause sounded, and Yang Xingyu and Chen Yifan on the stage also showed smiles. It is not easy to be praised by the gymnasium trainer. Yang Xingyu, and Chen Yifan. As soon as Yang Ting greeted his name, the expressions of the 2 people on the stage suddenly became serious. Yang Ting smiled slightly. After this final, the winner among you will be the most dazzling new star in Sichuan province this year. So, let's fight towards this goal. I announce that the Little Ho-Oh Cup finals have officially begun. The match begins. The referee also followed, Haunios, and waved the flag. Cyndaquil. Bunelby. Ina. Dig. At the moment the voice fell, 2 Pokémon rushed out at the same time. Quick attack. Bang. Back. Cyndaquil collided with Cum, and was thrown backwards by a force. The strength was really great. Yang Xingyu squinted his eyes, but his purpose was not this. Cyndaquil is not this kind of Pokémon that only relies on superpower. Cyndaquil, who was about to fall to the ground, suddenly opened his mouth, and ember attacks from close range spewed out. Bunelby was startled, and turned sideways to avoid ember, but the ear was scratched a little, and was burned red by ember. Chen Yifan's face sank, treating this Pokémon. His Bunelby needs to be done. Just stick to hit. Chapter 87. Dugu. Flicking his red ears, Bunelby moved his legs and slapped Cyndaquil's waist with a palm. Fake out. As soon as Cyndaquil hurt, the power of the silk scarf strengthened, coupled with the terrifying power of Kukya Fang, it hit him hard and fell to the ground. Yeah. That's it, beat him to death. Xiao Chen. During the break, Zhang Miao Miao cheered, and Niu Junhao also looked happy. It looks like Chen Yifan is taking the lead. The voices cheering for Chen Yifan on the field became louder and louder, but Yang Xingyu's voice of cheering became quieter. Bunelby was about to attack again and win the game in one go, only to find Cyndaquil curled up on the ground. Digging, his pupil shrank. This is, boom. All of a sudden, Cyndaquil, who was curled up in a ball, burst into flames and rolled towards Bunelby. Flame wheel. The turbulent posture of the flame and the high temperature brought by it made Bunelby dare not touch it with his body. Having no choice but to dodge, Bunelby moved his feet and started running on the field. Cyndaquil's speed is not slow, especially in the contest condition of flame wheel, the speed is much faster, closely following Bunelby's A. Looking at Bunelby, who was being chased by the flame wheel, Yang Xingyu sneered, "I thought you were so powerful, so you can only run away. Normally, the flame wheel can't cover the whole body, but who is Yang Xingyu, his Cyndaquil? He has received coaching from his grandfather." Chen Yifan didn't reply, just staring at Cyndaquil, who couldn't stop roll out with flames all over his body. With Bunelby's physical strength, it will be very difficult if he is attacked by the flame wheel. At this stage, physical strength is Bunelby's most fatal shortcoming. This Cyndaquil, once huddled, seems invulnerable. But it is impossible to have a rival without flaws, even if there is one in 610, it is definitely not Yang Xingyu. Chen Yifan is sure that Cyndaquil's flame wheel will have a flaw. He has to find a hole in this guy, otherwise Cyndaquil will always use the flame wheel, and his Bunelby will not be easy to attack. Looking at the red flames emerging from Cyndaquil's body surface, although the flames look very violent, they must cover the whole body evenly. Cyndaquil still can't do it. Evenly covers the whole body. Suddenly, a flash of inspiration came to Chen Yifan's mind. This guy. The corners of Chen Yifan's mouth raised slightly, so that's how he found it. Bunelby. Dig. Look at the color of its flame, find the lightest place, mud shot. Cyndaquil's attack looks very powerful, but in fact there is a weakness, that is, it cannot cover evenly, and the flames on the body surface can be strong or weak. Although its power is far higher than that of ordinary flame wheels, its energy consumption is relatively large. Facing flame wheel, Bunelby cannot attack in close quarters, which is very disadvantageous. After all, Bunelby's strongest long-range attack is mud shot, but because Bunelby is mainly good at melee and strength, it seems that this kind of energy attack is not strong. If you want to really hurt Cyndaquil, you must hit Cyndaquil where the flame is weak, otherwise you will be easily swallowed by Cyndaquil's flame. Once it is injured, the blow to Cyndaquil is also huge. After all, the mud shot of the ground type, the fire type, is very effective. Yang Xingyu narrowed his eyes, and saw that the running Chu Juefang suddenly stopped, and turned his head to look at the rushing flame wheel, with a flash of light in his eyes. According to Chen Yifan's instructions, it also saw it. As Bunelby's stomach contracted, a mud attack hit him. Mud shot. Silk scarf, increase power by 20% again. Boom. Zilla. The mud shot hit the side of Cyndaquil coming from rollout, which happened to be where its flame cover was the weakest. The mud shot landed on Cyndaquil seemingly unhindered at all. Cyndaquil in rollout shot backwards suddenly, his curled-up body was directly hit by the deadly mud shot, and the flame wheel dissipated. With a snap, Cyndaquil fell to the ground. What? Yang Xingyu couldn't believe it, how could this guy? This guy broke his invincible flame wheel. Wow! Chen Yifan! Well done! Come on, Yifan! Bunelby is amazing! At the same time, there was a high-pitched shout in the audience, so that those who were isolated by the protective shield could hear a lot of movement. At the guest table, Yang Ting frowned and looked at Tang Jian, and he could see the surprise in it. This kid has a strong fighting spirit. Tang Jian couldn't help but admire. Well. Yang Ting nodded, and somewhat agreed with Tang Jian's statement. Although Yang Xingyu was not good at learning, he had learned a little after all. It is commendable to be able to discover the flaws of flame wheel at this stage. Zhang Wenbin on the side also showed a smile on his face, but then realized something was wrong, and quickly stopped it. What is he happy about? This kid, winning or losing is none of his business. Ina. Cyndaquil's struggle stood up, with toe marks on his body from being hit by mud shot. Yang Xingyu clenched his fists tightly. He knew that he could no longer hide at this time. Cyndaquil was slapped by Bunelby, and the released flame wheel was also interrupted, and was attacked by mud shot, even if Cyndaquil was stronger. Physical strength is also running low. If I keep hiding it, I will hide it until the little Ho-Oh cup ends. He absolutely cannot accept losing to a Bun LB. Lost to Chen Yifan. Cyndaquil. Ina. Yang Xingyu swung his right hand violently, and also erupted with the aura he should have. He is the direct descendant of the Yang family, the grandson of Yang Ting, the master of the gymnasium, Yang Xingyu, a genius trainer. The champion of the Little Ho-Oh Cup should have been his. Ember attack. Ina. Cyndaquil narrowed his eyes, and the fire condensed in his mouth, shooting out particle-like red flames. The speed is very fast, even faster than the ember at close range just now. While evading, Bun LB was accidentally hit, and his chest exploded. At this moment, Yang Xingyu, Dodd's eyes turned serious, and he clenched his fists. Spray flame. That. The originally scattered embers attacks gradually converged, and in the firelight, a group of blazing fire like the scorching sun shot out from Cyndaquil's mouth. The audience was amazed. Xiao Chen, Zhang Miao Miao and Niu Junhao watched the broadcast on TV in disbelief. Yang Xingyu actually has something to hide. Flamethrower. If you do a survey and ask everyone what the signature fire skill is, 90% of the people will definitely say flamethrower. It symbolizes the strength of fire Pokémon, the bursting of fire Pokémon, and the terrifying destructive power of fire Pokémon. Chen Yifan's eyes showed surprise. He always thought that the flame wheel was Yang Xingyu's strongest attack, but he didn't expect it to be hidden so deeply. But it has reached this point, and it is impossible not to work hard. Flamethrower. Definitely not an attack that Bun LB could handle. Chen Yifan gritted his teeth. He was still smoking from the wound he was hit by Ember just now, and when he saw the flamethrower rushing towards him, his expression was extremely serious. It's time to work hard, so many days of hard work, so many years of persistence. What is he for, isn't it for today? Bun LB. Dugu. Bun LB roared rarely, his eyes instantly turned red. It felt the voice of its own and the master's. Now, they all have only one common wish. That is, win. Amidst the roar, Chu Fang burst out the power of the whole body. Dazzling silver light shone above its head, gradually covering its entire body in an Orberg-like color. Under the watchful eyes of all the audience, Digger was like a metal rabbit cast by Orbug. Chu Fang jumped in the air and rushed towards Cyndaquil. It's useless. The champion can only be mine. Chen Yifan, go to hell with me. Yang Xingyu also roared. Cyndaquil's face flushed red, the flames on his back continued to rise, and even the might of the flamethrower that came with spit up became even more terrifying. The audience fell silent for a while, for fear of missing this wonderful moment. In the next second, Bunnelby's metal rabbit and flamethrower collided. Bunnelby's body was suddenly engulfed in raging flames. Ah! There was exclamation from the audience, and Zhang Miao's eyes widened, for fear of seeing a rising stronghold falling out of the flames. Zhang Wenbin's complexion also became tense, and he clenched his fist unconsciously, and Yang Ting's complexion also became serious. He stared at the stage and refused to let go of any details. Ha 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 ha! Dare to rush into the flamethrower! You don't know how you died, Iron Head, I see how hard your head is. Yang Xingyu laughed out loud, already excited about his victory. He, Yang Xingyu, is indeed the strongest, and he must be the strongest. Not only him, but all the trainers including Yang Ting, besides Chen Yifan, felt bad about Bunnelby's situation. But at this moment, Yang Xingyu's laughter stopped suddenly, and his pupils shrank sharply. Dig! Dig! With a roar, a metal rabbit whose whole body was burned red rushed out of the flames. In the astonished gazes of countless people, there was only one target in the red-hot Bunnelby's eyes. Its enemy, the Cyndaquil that stands in the way of its championship. When Cyndaquil saw Bun LB rushing, his eyes showed horror. At this moment, he couldn't move at all, and could only watch Bun LB rushing. Boom! With a bang, Bun LB slammed headfirst into Cyndaquil. Boom! Cyndaquil was thrown violently by this extremely powerful attack, and hit the edge of the protective shield fiercely, making a dull and heavy sound. People shrank their necks subconsciously, as if they could feel the pain from Cyndaquil. The audience was silent, to the point where a needle could be heard. Bun LB stood where he was, his red skin was far from cooling down, and he was panting violently, looking back at Chen Yifan. Just at this glance, Du Zhifeng and Chen Yifan looked at each other and smiled. I did it. Yes, I saw it, you did it. I'm out of strength. Then take a good rest, next, I will be here. Thump. Du Juefang closed his eyes and fainted to the ground. As the referee confirmed based on the game video, among the two Pokémon, Cyndaquil was the first to lose the ability to fight. Bunelby, win. Little Ho-Oh Cup Champion, Chen Yifan. Chapter 88. In the lounge, Zhang Miao Miao and Niu Junhao stared blankly at the Bunelby who rushed out of the flames and hit Cyndaquil on the TV. Xiao, Xiao Niu, Xiao Chen, 1. Zhang Miao Miao said in a daze. That's right. Sister Miao Miao. Brother Yifan 1. Niu Junhao swallowed his saliva, and said with some uncertainty, it should be. Ah! With a scream, Niu Junhao who was beside him was startled. Turning her head to look, she found that Zhang Miao Miao's eyes were full of tears. Sister Miao Miao, why are you crying? Niu Junhao was a little anxious. If Brother Yifan saw it, he would think he had done something. I'm not crying, I'm just happy. Zhang Miao Miao shook her head hastily, wiped away the tears that hadn't shed, and looked at Chen Yifan shown in the close-up shot on the TV with big eyes, full of excitement. Own little Chen, he did it. Little Ho-Oh Cup, champion. Even the direct descendants of the gym owner were defeated by Xiao Chen. He is Chuan Sheng. No, the #1 rookie trainer of Alliance. Even if the whole world doesn't like you, I, Zhang Miao Miao, will believe in you to the end. In the auditorium, there was no noise at all, and the audience seemed to be very quiet. The turning point came so quickly, it took them a while to accept. Yifan 1. Chu Rui murmured, repeating this sentence over and over again. Just now, not only him, but even the entire audience thought that Chen Yifan was going to lose. But that Bunelby, like a normal god descending from the earth, rushed out of the raging fire, breaking everyone's doubts and illusions. Chen Yifan, 1. Liang Wenjing covered her mouth, trying not to let her tears fall, but they still flowed down. These are tears of excitement. These are tears of pride. Also tears of joy. My own son did it. At the guest table, everyone looked at each other in blank dismay. They never expected that the final winner would be Chen Yifan. Yang Xingye was actually defeated. But for a while they didn't dare to say anything. After all, this is Yang Xingyu, Mr. Yang is still sitting here, let them say something. Is it possible to congratulate your grandson for winning the runner-up? Zhang Wenbin held the corner of the table firmly, and looked at Chen Yifan on the stage without blinking. Breaking through his expectations again and again. It's over, I really let the kid do it. The corner of Zhang Wenbin's mouth wanted to turn up, but he quickly pressed it down again. Isn't it just a little Ho-Oh Cup champion? When the time comes to see this kid, he will see what this kid can say. Just when everyone was hesitating, Yang Ting, who was sitting in the center, slowly got up, and applauded under the gaze of everyone. Clap clap clap. It's not loud, but it seems to give everyone a signal. In less than 3 seconds, everyone in the guest seat stood up, followed Yang Ting's movements, and applauded. The audience also came back to their senses at this time, under the guidance of Yang Ting. Thunderous applause sounded in the audience. The sound of applause was extremely enthusiastic, and some people even stood up, because of the sound, Chen Yifan's name. Returning to the field, when Du Fang fell down, the referee also looked at the recorder beside him and checked the surrounding video. After confirming, he raised the flag in his hand and pointed to Chen Yifan. Winner, Chen Yifan. According to the message from the referee, after checking the video, because Cyndaquil was incapacitated first, Bunelby won the match. Host Ho Wenbo took a deep breath and shouted out, "Let us celebrate the birth of the champion of this year's Little Ho-Oh Cup with warm applause. His name is Chen Yifan." Pa pa pa. The applause is endless, so it lasts for a long time. Chen Yifan walked over and hugged Bunelby in his arms. Although he had returned to his original state, Bunelby was still very hot in his arms, and his body temperature was very high. Chen Yifan didn't pay attention, but raised the Bunelby in his hand, and slowly turned around in a circle under the gaze of everyone. This honor does not only belong to him, also belongs to Bunelby. The referee on the side was asked to help Bunelby recover from his injury, and it was only then that Chen Yifan noticed Yang Xingye who was standing opposite him. Yang Xingye hunched over, his face still full of disbelief. Seeing Chen Yifan, Yang Xingye didn't say anything, just looked at the stage, the audience celebrating Chen Yifan, and the guests in a daze. Yes, these should have been his. However, he lost. Lost flat. People only remember the victor's name. Perhaps the only thing that can remember him is the famous scene in the finals where he was knocked head-on by Bun Elby and won the game. No one knew how strong Yang Xinya's sense of loss was now. Zero for flowers. He even dreamed of following in the footsteps of his elder brother Yang Xingyuan, but now it seems to be farther away. Please don't leave the audience. Due to Niu Junhao's Litton's injury, according to the rules of the competition, Su Yushin will be ranked third. 5 minutes later, the awards ceremony will be held, and an exclusive interview with our champion will also be held. Please don't go away. When Chen Yifan stepped off the stage, a figure rushed out from the waiting room as soon as he got under the competition stage, bumping him head first. Holding the delicate body in his arms, Chen Yifan gently touched the supple black-haired girl. What's the matter? With so many people watching, you might become famous later. It's better to be famous. I want everyone to know that Xiao Chen is mine. Zhang Miao Miao raised her head at this moment, her eyes filled with tears, if it wasn't for the wrong occasion. Zero, she must let Chen Yifan know what Zhang Miao Miao's liking is. Xiao Chen. Hey! You did it, you are the champion. Zhang Miao Miao said while sobbing. She was always worried about the relationship between her father and Chen Yifan. She was afraid that her father would not accept Chen Yifan. But now, all worries are gone. Little Ho-Oh Cup champion, test champion. Even dad can't ignore this great honor. Xiao Chen is absolutely qualified and able to associate with himself. Chen Yifan smiled and rubbed her head again. He knew that Zhang Miao Miao had always had something on his mind. Perhaps it was because of Chairman Zhang Wenbin. After all, he was nothing but a trainee before his father. It's too hard to make a choice with your boyfriend. Later, take me to meet uncle. Really? Zhang Miao Miao looked at Chen Yifan with surprise on her face, and stared at Chen Yifan's expression with red eyes, as if she wanted to know whether it was true or not. Seeing Chen Yifan nodding, all the burden in Zhang Miao Miao's heart seemed to be dissipated. Under the eyes of many spectators watching the excitement, with Chen Yifan's exclamation, Zhang Miao Miao jumped onto Chen Yifan and hugged him tightly. His neck. Xiao Chen. I like you so much. Ouch, be careful. Zhang Wenbin was also one of the award presenters. He was about to leave the guest seats when he saw this scene. The corners of his mouth tugged, and he squeezed his fist, but then he quickly let go and sighed. Girls are not allowed to stay a billions. Chapter 89. Cheng Yu on the side hadn't left yet. Seeing Zhang Miao Miao hugging Chen Yifan, he was surprised and mixed with surprise and said, Chairman Zhang, this Chen Yifan. Zhang Wenbin smiled helplessly, this, young man, you know Principal Cheng, he is inevitably a little impulsive. Understood, understood. Cheng Yu nodded, and then said with a smile, oh, I really didn't expect that Chairman Zhang was the final winner in the end. Hee hee. Zhang Wenbin laughed dryly, not knowing what to say for a while. He didn't have a serious meeting with this kid, so he's the ultimate winner. This kid has nothing to do with him. Zhang Wenbin was inexplicably taken aback as he thought about it. No, how could he suddenly have a sense of accomplishment? Hey! He understood what Cheng Yu meant, and it was nothing more than 367 wanting to use Zhang Miao Miao's relationship to let Chen Yifan go to their Sichuan University. But on this point, Zhang Wenbin couldn't and didn't want to do it, and he wouldn't even raise any opinions. Zhang Miao Miao is his daughter, and he can forcibly arrange a follow-up path for her, but Chen Yifan cannot. People can go to any university they want to choose. This old process is also. Zhang Wenbin murmured in his heart, which martial arts test champion would go to your Sichuan University? With the status of the martial arts test champion, Imperial University can enter whenever they want, unless they can't think about joining Sichuan University, even if they have the conditions to join the school team. Zhang Wenbin estimated that Chen Yifan would not agree. The gap between the top 10 universities and the non-top 10 universities cannot be made up by joining the school team, and even the top 10 universities will never offer Chen Yifan low conditions. 5 minutes later, the competition stage has been set up like a podium, and only the top 3 can receive the awards. If the other players want to receive the awards, they have to go to the League Award Management Office to collect them in person after the game, which is given by Zhang Wenbin is in charge of the department. At this time, none of the audience left the venue, they were all waiting to watch this grand awards ceremony. Okay, the award ceremony will start soon. Next, let's invite our award presenter, Mr. Zhang Wenbin, the Vice Chairman of Sichuan Alliance Division. Chairman of Sichuan Alliance Branch, Master Tang Jian. And the pride of our Sichuan province, the explosive flame gym, the gym trainer Yang Ting, Yang Lao, clap clap clap. There was warm applause, and the three people standing on the podium also applauded. As the third place, Sulyushan was a little embarrassed. This third place came by luck. If she really wanted to fight, she really might not be able to beat Litten. Thinking of the bite of Litten bite Cyndaquil, she trembled in her heart. The top 3 trophies of the Little Ho-Oh Cup are made of gold, silver, and copper, weighing 1 kilogram. The championship trophy is made of pure gold, which is full of gold. The runner-up trophy is also made of sterling silver, which is quite valuable. Although the third runner-up trophy is a bronze cup, what it wants is honor, isn't that the value? First of all, Vice Chairman Zhang Wenbin will present a trophy and reward to Sulyushan, the third runner-up of the Little Ho-Oh Cup. When Zhang Wenbin handed the third-place trophy to Sulyushan's hand, Sulyushan came back to her senses, thanked her quickly and took it, and then Zhang Wenbin handed the third-place award to Sulyushan from Miss Etiquette. A check for 20W Alliance coins, and a bike voucher for a skill learning machine with a power rating below 60. With this proof, as long as you are in Huaxia Alliance, you can go to the local branch to exchange for the corresponding skill learning machine. Next, President Tang Jian will present the trophy and rewards to Yang Xingyu, the runner-up of the Little Ho-Oh Cup. Temporary failure is nothing, accepting failure is the right choice, don't indulge in it, and look forward to your future. Seeing Yang Xingyu with his head bowed, Tang Jian gave a rare word of comfort. Yang Xingyu nodded, thanked him and took it. If Grandpa wasn't here, he wouldn't even want to participate in this awards ceremony. It's so embarrassing. Finally, let's invite Yang Ting and the hostess. Present the reward to the champion of our Little Ho-Oh Cup, Chen Yifan. Yang Ting's gaze stayed on Chen Yifan all the time, and he only glanced at Yang Xingyu next to him. The championship trophy is made of pure gold, which looks like Ho-Oh's wings, very beautiful. Thank you, the host. Chen Yifan bent slightly, thanked him quickly, and took it. Hey! Thank you so much, this is what you deserve. You performed well. This champion deserves it. Zero Yang Ting smiled and handed the trophy to Chen Yifan. Chen Yifan was a little flattered, this is a gymnasium trainer, he actually praised himself. God! Yang Ting handed over a check of 500,000 yuan to Chen Yifan. As for Yan Tuer's Pokémon egg, Chen Yifan also had to go to the reward management office to collect it. But Chen Yifan is not in a hurry, even if he gets it now, he will not be able to hatch, because there are not enough Pokémon places. Keep working hard and hope to see you in bigger events in the future. Hearing Yang Ting's words, Chen Yifan straightened his body instantly, and nodded solemnly, I will work hard, owner. Yet. Yang Ting smiled with satisfaction, and Tang Jian and Zhang Wenbin beside him also had smiles in their eyes. Zhang Wenbin now feels that the more he looks at this kid, the more satisfied he is. What's going on? Chen Yifan, I remember, I will pay attention to you. After Yang Ting went down with a few guests, Chen Yifan still stayed where he was, and the venue owner actually said that he would pay attention to himself. Although after getting the system, they always talk about punching masters and kicking masters. But he knew that it would definitely be unrealistic in a short period of time. You must know how high the status of these people is. If it is divided according to the status of the feudal empire, the champion is undoubtedly equivalent to the emperor of an empire. Elite 4 is the Pro 5.6 king. The 18 gymnasium trainers are dukes who are only under 5 people and above 10,000 people. Maybe someone is stronger than them, but their status is definitely not as high as them. Taking a deep breath, Chen Yifan calmed down his agitated mood, ahem. In fact, it's nothing to be noticed by the gym master, and there are no other benefits. But there is something to say about bragging in the future. Anyway, I am also a man remembered by the gym owner. Yang Xingyu and Sulyushan have also left, and it's time for the champion's interview. Yang Xingyu's face turned blue, and he was even more jealous when he heard Ji He's words. Even himself, his grandpa seldom talks to him, and only occasionally a few words about coaching. This guy was actually paid attention by grandpa. Chapter 90. Chen Yifan, first of all congratulations on winning the championship of our Little Ho-Oh Cup. Wow, I have been watching the game just now, it is really exciting, and my heartbeat is still accelerating. Being able to win the championship also shows your strength. You are firmly ranked first among the hundreds of thousands of new trainers in our martial arts test. How do you feel now? On the awards stage, the female reporter of Sichuan TV station handed the microphone to Chen Yifan's mouth, and looked at Chen Yifan with a smile. This year's champion, I have to say, is a bit handsome. Under the big camera, the camera of Chen Yifan was zoomed in, and Chen Yifan took the microphone with a smile. Thank you for your compliment, it's really an honor for me to be the champion of the Little Ho-Oh Cup. Here, I would like to thank one person first. As he spoke, he turned his eyes to the audience. Chen Yifan smiled slightly, and waved the trophy in his hand to Liang Wenjing, who was in the audience. Mom! Did you see it? Your son, you did it! Following a series of exclamations, the audience cast their eyes on Liang Wenjing, who covered her mouth in excitement, and the camera also pointed at her in the auditorium. Liang Wenjing nodded her head in tears of excitement. Chen Yifan sternly said, without my mother, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't be the champion of this year's Little Ho-Oh Cup. Chen Yifan. There was warm applause. People looked at Chen Yifan with admiration and praise, and then Chen Yifan thanked his friend Chu Rui and his girlfriend Zhang Miao Miao, and they waved their hands in surprise. Then the reporter asked some questions, and Chen Yifan answered them all. Okay, thank you Chen Yifan, the champion of Wushu and Sichuan province, for being able to accept the interview. The interview is over. At the end, Chen Yifan, do you have anything else to say? Chen Yifan pondered for a moment, then nodded with a smile. Picking up the microphone, Chen Yifan looked at the audience, with a sudden look of pride on his face, and raised the gold trophy in his hand. At the end, thank you for watching my game, I hope you can remember me, my name is Chen Yifan. Little Ho-Oh Cup champion, Chen Yifan, oh. The audience burst into excitement, amid Chu Rui's booing, everyone shouted Chen Yifan's name one after another. In this way, the small Ho-Oh Cup, which lasted for 7 days, finally came to an end. Next, it's the turn of major colleges and universities to come on stage one after another, and the students of Snatch will come. But for the time being, it can't affect Chen Yifan. All the universities are thinking hard about what kind of treatment they should offer in order to win this championship. Although the champion Pokémon is only Bunelby, those colleges and universities are not fools. Not to mention that Chen Yifan has Yantour's Pokémon egg, even if his Bunelby is not the normal Bunelby, he can win the championship. It doesn't matter what Pokémon you are, just be strong and it's over. After Chen Yifan stepped down from the stage, Zhang Miao Miao was no longer there, and he didn't know where Xianzai had gone, so Chen Yifan sent Chu Rui a message first, asking him to take his mother and wait outside for a while, he will go out immediately. Chen Yifan. Just as he was about to reach the player exit of the stadium, Chen Yifan was stopped by a shout. Chen Yifan looked back, slightly taken aback, who are you? In front of him was an old man with white beard, who looked very energetic, and was looking at him with a smile on his face. Central Plains University team coaching teacher, Duz Hixing. Responsible for the recruitment of Central Plains University this year. Duz Hixing walked over with a smile and extended his hand to Chen Yifan. Chen Yifan was a little surprised. Central Plains University, isn't that a top 10 prestigious school, and quickly reached out to hold it. Hello, teacher. Do the two quickly let go, and Duz Hixing was smiling, looking like a kind old man. I can see your performance, how about it, come to our Central Plains University. Duz Hixing stretched out 2 fingers, and said seriously, a scholarship of 2 million alliance coins. I can also try my best to apply for you, directly join the school team of our college, become a full member, enjoy the benefits you deserve, and arrange a private training ground and a single dormitory for you, as long as you meet our requirements after entering the school. Your next Pokémon, our school packs, including customized food from senior breeders, and Pokémon Solation picks from the school Pokémon library. Chen Yifan was stunned by Duz Hixing's sincere condition. Staring at Duz Hixing in a daze, Sir, you don't have such a captivate person. If you enter the school, you will be given 2 million yuan, and you will also be included in the school team. What kind of private training ground, single dormitory? What are you going to do? He wants to go to Imperial University. Although Central Plains University is also good, he has never thought about other colleges. Duz Hixing was not in a hurry, looked at him with a smile, and patted his shoulder. You can go back and think about it. Before you make a choice, my conditions will be valid forever, and we can still discuss them. Duz Hixing left after he and Chen Yifan became WeChat friends. Chen Yifan took a deep breath and almost failed to resist captivate. The conditions are too rich and attractive, not only the benefits after entering the school, but also the scholarship. With this reward of 2 million, it is enough to completely improve the mother's life. My mother can also quit her job, go home and live a prosperous life, and go out with a few friends to go shopping, play cards, drink tea, and so on. Shaking his head, Chen Yifan decided to go home and think about these issues again. Maybe, the conditions of other universities are also good. Maybe, this is the pain from the martial arts test champion. It's too hard to choose. When he walked to the road, he stopped suddenly, and saw Zhang Miao standing there with a man's arm in his arms, as if he was waiting for someone. Seeing Chen Yifan appear, Zhang Miao waved in surprise, "Xiao Chen." "Here." Chen Yifan walked over, feeling a little nervous, and even his steps became heavy. When Chen Yifan came over, Zhang Miao let go of the man's arm, rushed over to cling to him, and said softly to the man, "Dad, Xiao Chen is here." "Hello, uncle, my name is Chen Yifan." 590 Chen Yifan smiled shyly, and quickly greeted Zhang Wenbin. Zhang Wenbin had no expression on his face. He looked at Chen Yifan's daughter who was hugging him tightly, and then at the handsome boy in front of him. He had just won the martial arts test, and with the aura of the champion in his hand, he was a little speechless. He gave up even when he was about to give this kid a blow. Forget it, as long as the daughter likes it, and this kid will also let it go. A smile appeared on Zhang Wenbin's face. He didn't know whether it was helplessness or approval, and he nodded, "It's the first time we meet, I'm Meow's father." "Hey, Dad, you don't object to me being with Xiao Chen?" Zhang Miao said suddenly, and Chen Yifan also looked over. Zhang Wenbin choked, then smiled and shook his head, "What am I against, you young people, as long as you like it, Chen Yifan, right?" Chen Yifan nodded nervously, Zhang Wenbin nodded and smiled, "I've watched all your games, you are really excellent, since my Meow likes you, then I have nothing to say. I hope you can treat my family Meow well. Meow has always been spoiled, maybe she has a bad personality, unruly and self-willed, you need to be pampered." Father Zhang Meow pursed her lips in dissatisfaction when she heard Zhang Wenbin say that she was unruly and willful. "Don't worry uncle, I will treat Meow well." Chen Yifan nodded repeatedly, and turned his head to look at Zhang Meow with a smile. A love that can be approved by parents, even the air feels sweet. Chapter 91. "Okay, next time I have time to come to my house to have a look, the dishes you made by Aunt taste very good, come and try them then." Zhang Wenbin still had things to do, so he didn't stay long before leaving. The two people with their fingers intertwined were left standing there stupidly. "Little Chen. I'm so happy." Dad agreed. "He also asked you to go to my house for dinner." "We will go to my sister tomorrow, no, in the evening." Zhang Miao couldn't wait any longer, and her mother would definitely like such an excellent Xiao Chen as her own. "Little fool, how can I go there in such a hurry? I will come to visit with a big gift when I find a time." Chen Yifan was a little amused. If he went there tonight, he would definitely be given the reputation of not being polite. He didn't want Zhang Miao's parents to have a bad impression of him. Although Zhang Miao was disappointed, she nodded in approval. Xiao Chen still had an idea. "It really is the best." The two walked out of the stadium holding hands. When they got outside, there were still some spectators who hadn't left the stadium. When they saw Chen Yifan coming out, they all recognized the newly promoted martial arts test champion. Some said hello, some wanted to sign, and even there are also people who want to take photos together. Chen Yifan big brother, can you take a photo with me?" A cute little Stephanie from Doduo who was about 7 or 8 years old looked at Chen Yifan excitedly, looking at him with expectant little eyes. "Of course, kid, what's your name?" Chen Yifan smiled slightly and bent down. Zhang Miao next to her also bent her eyes with a smile. "Her little Chen is so popular, this little sister is so cute. My name is Rura." "Chen Yifan big brother, you are so amazing, I will use Bun LB to win the martial arts test in the future." Little Stephanie said plausibly, speaking very loudly, lest Chen Yifan could not hear. "Okay, then wish us Rura, and win the martial arts test champion in the future." Chen Yifan rubbed her little head and said gently. Under the smiles of her parents, the two took a group photo. Chen Yifan squatted and hugged her. The two were all smiling, and Zhang Miao, who was gesturing playfully, stood behind her. 10 years later, the grown-up Rura looks at this photo of Precious, and still remembers the smile when champion Chen Yifan hugged her. How intoxicating that is! When the enthusiastic audience dispersed, Chen Yifan and Zhang Meow finally escaped from the crowd. This is the consequence of becoming famous once, although he is only a trainee trainer now. But it is also the most powerful trainee trainer in Sichuan province. The future can be expected. When the two came out, they saw Chu Rui, who was holding a selfie stick to pat the two of them, and Liang Wenjing, who was smiling all over his face. Mom. W. Chen Yifan took a step forward and introduced Zhang Meow, "This is Meow, my girlfriend." Aunt. Zhang Meow was a little shy, and looked at Liang Wenjing with a blushing face. This was the first time she spoke to Liang Wenjing as Chen Yifan's girlfriend. "Oh, my daughter is beautiful again, come here and let Aunt take a look." Liang Wenjing grabbed Zhang Meow's little hand, very enthusiastically. The mother-in-law and daughter-in-law chatted together, while Chu Rui pointed the camera at Chen Yifan in the live broadcast room. "Hurry up, Yifan, hello to everyone." Chen Yifan turned his head and raised his eyebrows. "Whoa! This guy Chu Rui seems to be popular." His popularity in the live broadcast room has broken through to 50,000 online people. If you only talk about the popularity of the live broadcast room, then Ruishi has become a real anchor. At this time, the bullet screens were constantly flashing, such bullet screens as Sichuan Supernova, Bunelbi Cowhide, "I'm going to be so handsome," and the last speech is so cool. What to do? Chen Yifan was a little amused, but still waved his hand towards the live broadcast room. "Hello everyone, I am Chen Yifan, and the anchor is my best friend. I hope everyone can support him more in the future." The barrage suddenly boiled over, and a series of words of support were written one after another. At this time, no one will question his strength, and no one will question his honor. He is the most beautiful Ren in the 4 provinces today. Chu Rui's camera quickly turned back. This guy is still good at live broadcasting, but his words are getting better and better. I believe that even if the popularity goes down, his popularity in the live broadcast room will not be too low. It was already 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and Chen Yifan and the others were a little hungry, so they went to a hot pot restaurant near the stadium to eat hot pot. The owner and staff of the hot pot restaurant actually knew Chen Yifan. When they saw this celebrity coming, they not only wanted to give him a free order, but also sent him a lot of dishes, which made him dumbfounded. He finally realized the troubles of celebrities. He was just a martial arts test champion, and he attracted so many people's attention. He didn't have any shy thoughts. This feeling was pretty good, but in the end, under his insistence, he still paid the money, and the food can be accepted. Free order is fine. When people open their doors for business, there is no reason not to pay. After eating, Chu Rui went home by himself. Chen Yifan and Liang Wenjing first took a taxi to send Zhang Meow back home. Looking at his dilapidated hut, he thought of the luxurious villas one after another when he sent Zhang Meow home just now. Liang Wenjing was a little bit embarrassed, but luckily her son was promising, otherwise she wouldn't have dared to let Chen Yifan be with Zhang Meow of this kind of family. The normal people really didn't deserve it. Fortunately, her son deserves it. Liang Wenjing smiled, and not long after the competition ended, her supervisor, Sister Lu, hurriedly called her and asked her in disbelief if Chen Yifan was her son. After getting her acknowledgement, she was filled with pride when she heard that Sister Lu was about to go crazy. Her son is the martial arts test champion. Her pride, Chen Yifan. "Fan, do you still want to eat? Mom will cook something delicious for you." "Mom, how long has it been since I ate this?" Chen Yifan was speechless, feeling that something was wrong with his mother today. However, maybe it was the reason why he won the championship. Chen Yifan smiled and released Bunelbi from the pokeball. Bunelbi's injury has improved a lot, but the situation may be the same as Niu Junhao's Litten. The force was too strong. After treatment, I still have some weakness. After passing today's food to Bunelbi and letting him eat and sleep, Chen Yifan lay on his back on the bed. Looking at the ceiling, I was actually a little unbelievable in my heart. I won the championship of the Little Ho-Oh Cup all at once, and became famous all over the world. Perhaps this is the moment that many people want, with all kinds of honor and fame added. But he can't be complacent now. Just a champion in the martial arts test is not enough. Although his name is already number 1 on the search list on the local Weibo in Sichuan province, the video of his battle with Yang Xingyu has been watched by more than 10 million people, and the popularity spread to the entire alliance is not low. Perhaps most of the people in Sichuan province now know him. But the heat will always pass that day, and the memory of the internet is limited. Even the champion of the martial arts test, there will be a day when he will be forgotten by people. With enough strength, you can have everything. The road is long and difficult, and he needs to work harder. Chapter 92. Today I finally had some free time, and it was only then that Chen Yifan had time to look at the rewards that the system gave him when he won the Little Ho-Oh Cup Championship. A silver scratch card. Chen Yifan was a little speechless. After playing such a difficult game, there was only one silver level scratch card? Although this is just a match for trainees, it's too low. When it comes to strength, whether it's Chen Yifan or Yang Xingyu, their Pokémon are stronger than Common's intermediate trainers. But it's not bad, at least it's not a bronze scratch card. I still have a good impression of Chen Yifan, a silver level scratch card. I have only drawn silver twice, once I got 3 lychee berries that seemed to be very powerful, and once I got the qualification promotion card, which upgraded the digging to an excellent qualification. Still pretty good. Ding! Congratulations to the host for scratching the silver level scratch card and getting the reward, Skill Learning Machine, Rolling Kick. Skill Learning Machine, Rolling Kick fighting skills, power rating 60, while making the body rotate rapidly, while kicking rival to attack, sometimes it may make rival feel intimidated. Only available for Pokémon with legs. Chen Yifan raised his brows. The fighting skill is 677, which is not bad. It is just a reinforcement for Bunelby. After all, Bunelby has great strength and is suitable for fighting skills. If he guessed correctly, the skill learning machine drawn out like the bronze level is estimated to have a power of 40 or less. It is higher than 40, but it is definitely lower than 80. After all, the gold level only draws a power of 80. Iron Head. He really wanted to know what kind of skills those purple gold and diamond scratch cards could draw. Unfortunately, he didn't have one. Shaking his head and smiling, Chen Yifan gave the skill learning machine to the digger. He touched Bunelby's big ears, and from today on, the little guy will also have a companion. Chen Yifan couldn't help laughing when he thought of the Yantu Pokémon egg that was still in the prize collection center. It's another rabbit, which is interesting. He is going to wait for himself to pass the primary trainer assessment before receiving Pokémon, because the experience obtained from the purple gold scratch card is EXP. Although Bunelby's strength is stronger than the Pokémon of the normal intermediate trainer, the assessment of the intermediate trainer is not so easy, and 2 Pokémon are required. The primary trainer assessment is much simpler for Bunelby, just check in the Pokémon Center. The assessment instructor at the Pokémon Center will randomly pick out 3 Pokémon with the strength of a primary trainer, and let the examiner randomly choose one of them to challenge, and if they win, they will be promoted successfully. If you fail, you will have another chance to challenge within a year, but if you fail again, you will have to wait until next year to fight again. Oh, by the way, there is a fee for the assessment, which is not expensive, 200 alliance coins. The next day, August 21st, Saturday. Early in the morning, Zhang Miao Miao called, saying that Zhang Wenbin had asked him to come to the Alliance branch in Sichuan province, and then it was time to decide on the college to choose. Players like them who can reach the top 10 in the martial arts test or perform well have some privileges. The admissions teachers of various colleges and universities will be waiting for them there, offering them different conditions for them to choose. As for Chen Yifan, he must be the most dazzling one. Chen Yifan agreed, took Bunelby, took a taxi directly, and rushed to the direction of the Pokémon Center, where the Sichuan Province Alliance branch is located. He gave the check for 500,000 alliance coins yesterday to his mother directly. At first, his mother didn't want it, but she still accepted it under his persuasion. In his words, "Your son will become more and more excellent, what is this little money?" Although 500,000 is definitely not a small amount of money for him. If it was before Chen Yifan won the championship, Liang Wenjing would definitely not accept it, and even saved it for her son, but now, her concept has gradually changed. Regarding Chen Yifan's choice of university, Liang Wenjing did not intend to discuss with Chen Yifan, and let him make his own decision. No matter which college she chooses, she is very happy. Little Chen. When we arrived at the entrance of the Pokémon Center, Zhang Miao Miao was already waiting for Chen Yifan at the entrance. Although she was not on the list of invited players, she still came. But today Xianizi's complexion was a bit ugly, and Chen Yifan could hear her slightly disappointed tone on the phone. "What's wrong? Has something happened?" Chen Yifan said with concern. Zhang Miao shook her head and smiled reluctantly at Chen Yifan. It's okay, let's go, I saw many people coming. Although a little puzzled, Chen Yifan let Zhang Miao drag him to the Alliance branch. The Pokémon Center has designated a special area for the Alliance branch, and the place is very large. It was also the first time for Chen Yifan to come, but Zhang Miao was very familiar with it, and brought Chen Yifan to the lobby of the Alliance branch, just like his own home. At this time, there were not only many martial arts contestants familiar to Chen Yifan in the hall, but there were also many recruiting teachers from colleges and universities. Seeing Chen Yifan coming in, several admissions teachers greeted Chen Yifan and asked Chen Yifan to consider their school. Chen Yifan also saw Du Hixing, who paid him a big price yesterday. Seeing Chen Yifan, Du Hixing nodded to him with a smile in his eyes. Come here. At this moment, Zhang Wenbin came out of the office and smiled when he saw Chen Yifan. Uncle. Chen Yifan also responded with a smile, but Zhang Miao snorted coldly and turned her head away. Chen Yifan was a little surprised. What's the matter, wasn't it fine yesterday? Zhang Wenbin smiled indifferently, looked at the people in the hall. Chen Yifan, come with me, next, everyone can think about how to recruit our champion. Everyone laughed. Chen Yifan smiled awkwardly, and pulled Zhang Miao to follow behind Zhang Wenbin. After Zhang Wenbin's explanation, Chen Yifan finally understood the difference between him and others. Others choose colleges and universities. Perhaps the admissions teacher of a famous school may agree to it if he puts forward conditions. Not much competition either. But he is different, he is the champion of martial arts examination, and the universities need to offer their own conditions for Chen Yifan to choose. Just like the emperor chooses his concubine, the most beautiful dancer will come. Chen Yifan was a little surprised, but still felt the sense of superiority from the champion. Choose the best among them. Tisk tisk, it's not too cool to choose from so many famous schools. The place where Chen Yifan chooses a concubine is in Zhang Wenbin's office, and those college admissions teachers come in one by one, offer conditions, and then leave. After all the conditions have been opened, Chen Yifan will choose again, which is also to avoid too much competition. It is better to offer the best conditions at once than to compete with those who are red-faced. Chapter 93. In Zhang Wenbin's office, it was extremely quiet for a while. Zhang Miao turned her head and pulled Chen Yifan, not intending to talk to her father. Chen Yifan was a little embarrassed. There were only 3 of them in the room, and he didn't know Zhang Wenbin very well, so he really didn't know what to say. Chen Yifan, I'll call you Yifan, come and sit down. Zhang Wenbin greeted with a smile. Chen Yifan quickly agreed, and pulled Zhang Miao to the side sofa to sit down. Zhang Wenbin looked at Chen Yifan with a smile. Be careful when choosing a school this time. You are the champion of the martial arts test in Sichuan province, and your choice is also very important to us. Every year, the champion of the martial arts test in Sichuan province will focus on. The uncle is here to give you a suggestion, of course, you decide for yourself. Chen Yifan nodded. Uncle, you said. Zhang Wenbin looked at his daughter, who gave him a stare, shook his head and said with a smile, in terms of college selection, it's best to choose the top 10 schools. There is a big difference between the top 10 schools and other schools. Humph. You'll be playing tricks on the ground. Zhang Miao groaned, apparently very dissatisfied with Zhang Wenbin today. Chen Yifan is curious, what's the difference? Compared with other schools, the top 10 elite schools are not only inferior in resources. Although resources are crucial to a trainer, the most important thing about the top 10 elite schools is the competition among them. Every year, the top 10 schools recruit many excellent students, which is unmatched by other schools. Even if those schools pay a high price to accept you, one person can't change anything. Unless, you have the strength to crush everything from the beginning. Zhang Wenbin stared at Chen Yifan's facial expression, and found that he didn't see anything, and continued, you are a genius, and no one will deny that you can win the martial arts test, but if you want to become stronger, you must have a university with strong competitiveness is more suitable for you. Zhang Wenbin only remembered to tell Chen Yifan about this after he had a quarrel with his daughter last night. He didn't mean to let Chen Yifan separate from Zhang Miao, but he couldn't let Chen Yifan go to Sichuan University for Zhang Miao. Maybe Sichuan University can do it too, but for a genius like Chen Yifan, it is undoubtedly a bit of a waste. Uncle, I understand. Chen Yifan nodded, then turned his head to look at Zhang Miao who was pursing his lips. Squeezing Xiaonazai's little hand, he suddenly made a decision in his heart. Maybe it was absurd, but he wanted to give it a try. Boom boom, at this time, knocking on the door interrupted the thoughts of the three of them. Come in. Zhang Wenbin yelled, and then the door opened, and the first school's enrollment teacher officially appeared. Chairman Zhang Wenbin. The person who came was Sichuan University's admissions teacher. As the principal, Cheng Yu obviously couldn't come to recruit students in person, but he was behind the scenes for these key students. The admissions teacher looked at Chen Yifan and showed a bright smile. Hi, classmate Chen, I am the admissions teacher of Sichuan University. Hello. Chen Yifan smiled. That's it, we Sichuan University will be the first to start. Classmate Chen, you are the champion of our Wushu test in Sichuan province, so I won't be procrastinating. Speaking of admissions, the teacher looked serious, looked at the conditions given by the principal in his hand and said, as long as Chen joins our Sichuan University, he will get a 150W scholarship, enter the school team without taking the test, enjoy the treatment of a full member, a private training ground, a single dormitory. There is also an exclusive teacher for senior trainers. The admissions teacher stated a series of conditions, and then showed a kind smile. Finally, if Chen Yifan performs well after joining Sichuan University, the Sichuan Conference will reward Chen Yifan with due benefits according to the actual situation. We can see the details at that time. Zhang Wenbin was a little surprised. This condition can be said to be very good. Unexpectedly, Lao Cheng would be willing to pay such a large amount of money. Zhang Miao also opened her mouth slightly, looking at the teacher of Sichuan University and Xiao Chen beside her in disbelief. Is her little Chen so popular? Okay, teacher, I understand. Chen Yifan smiled slightly, indicating that he understood the conditions of Sichuan University. The teacher, normal, who was sent to enroll students, does not have a high status in the school. Unless it's like Du's Hixing, as the coaching teacher of the school team, even the vice principal would not dare Salation to talk back to him. Zhang Wenbin was not polite either. Okay, Sichuan University teacher, just wait for a while, other schools probably can't wait. Okay. After the Sichuan University teacher resigned, Zhang Miao tightly grabbed Chen Yifan's clothes, and wanted to say something, but the words still couldn't come out of his mouth. After thinking about it, he still said, Xiao Chen, you still stick to your dream. Although Sichuan University has good conditions, it is far worse than Imperial University. I know. Chen Yifan touched Zhang Miao's pretty face and said with a smile. Zero fur flowers. Zhang Wenbin next to him turned his gaze aside. He didn't want to look at these two little guys, the daughter he had raised for so many years. He actually turned a blind eye to his own father, so who could argue with that? Next, the serial drama began to be staged, and teachers from various universities came in one after another and reported their own conditions. Among them, there is no lack of the Balance College of the top 10 schools and the third-ranked Fengxiang College, but they are far from Sichuan University. Basically, they are scholarships of around 50W, and at most they are candidates for the school team. Other schools were far inferior to Sichuan University. Obviously, they also knew that they probably had no chance of getting Chen Yifan into their bag, and some of them simply didn't come. Zhang Miao frowned, scolding these schools for being blind. Zero, there was another knock on the door. Zhang Wenbin's eyes lit up, and today's protagonist finally appeared. The admissions teacher of Imperial University was also present. Hello, Chen Yifan, I am Sun Xiang, the admissions teacher of Imperial University. Hello, Teacher Sunday. Chen Yifan felt a little nervous. After all, this is the admissions teacher of his dream university. Sun Xiang smiled slightly. Then I will report the conditions of our Imperial University. Every year, our Imperial University will have at least 10 champions of martial arts examinations from various provinces enter the school, and the number of new students will not exceed 200. This year is no exception. According to Chen's performance, we Imperial City University can provide you with a 500,000 entrance scholarship and a special single dormitory. Tiandu University is the #1 university all the year round. The admission rewards must not be compared with other schools. However, we will not compare before entering the school, but after entering the school. Only when you join the Imperial City University will you know about our Imperial City University. Powerful. I've finished my words. Although Sun Xiang's words were very gentle, they were full of arrogance, which was as it should be. Imperial Capital University had his confidence. The 500,000 scholarship is already the preferential treatment given by Imperial University to the martial arts test champions. As for the single dormitory, there are not many students in Imperial University, and all of them are in single dormitories. Zhang Wenbin nodded slightly. This is true. The conditions given by Imperial University, the champion of martial arts examinations every year, are actually similar. For example, Chen Yifan's conditions are also average, and there is no discrimination. Chapter 94. Chen Yifan pondered for a moment, then said with a measured tone, "Teacher Sun, can I change the terms?" Sun Xiang was taken aback for a moment, and then said, "What condition? Tell me." Chen Yifan turned his head and glanced at Zhang Miao beside him, and said sincerely, "That's right. I don't need a scholarship, or I don't need a single dormitory. But can you let Zhang Miao also enter Imperial University? I don't need any conditions, as long as she has one more place. You can check it out. Zhang Miao's strength is definitely not weak. It's just that she met Yang Xingyu. You know about Yang Xingyu, so she could have achieved better grades and is qualified to join Imperial Capital University." As soon as the words came out, the three people on the field froze at the same time. Little Chen. Zhang Miao bit her lip tightly, looking at Chen Yifan in disbelief. For her sake, Xiao Chen lived in 700, but if Imperial University agreed to enroll him, then he would definitely not have to go to Sichuan University. 7. Now she really wants to lie in Xiao Chen's arms and want to hug her. Zhang Wenbin also looked at Chen Yifan in astonishment. This kid is a bit courageous, he dared to raise conditions with Imperial University. At the same time, he was moved a little more in his heart. This kid obviously really liked his daughter. B. This is absolutely impossible. If you agree, you won't be the arrogant Imperial University. After hearing this, Sun Xiang smiled wryly. Student Chen Yifan, aren't you embarrassing me? My conditions are set by the leader. Chen Yifan was a little disappointed, but he heard Sun Xiang say, "Of course, if you insist, I can report." Just when Chen Yifan had hope again. However, the hope is definitely not great. Not only not great, our school may cancel all the preferential treatment for you. Sun Xiang's words broke his expectation again. Chen Yifan clenched his fists. As a champion of martial arts, is he nothing in front of Imperial Capital University? Student Chen Yifan, do you still insist on this condition? Chen Yifan took another look at the admissions teacher who had a cold face in front of him, nodded slowly, "I insist." Okay. Sun Xiang nodded lightly, not caring about the face of Zhang Wenbin next to him. Unfortunately, Chen Yifan, you missed this opportunity. The number of places in Imperial Capital University is fixed, and it will not be increased because of anyone. Even you, we let you join for the sake of being the champion of the martial arts exam. Please remember, you didn't choose Imperial University, but Imperial University chose you. Just as Sun Xiang was about to speak again, Zhang Wenbin snorted coldly. Get out. Roll. Sun Xiang was startled, seeing the dark-faced Zhang Wenbin. He suddenly panicked. He almost forgot that this guy in front of him was an elite trainer. Sun Xiang ran out of the door in a panic, and when he went out, Zhang Wenbin looked at the heavy-faced Chen Yifan, and Zhang Wenbin sighed slightly. Actually, you don't need to be like this. Zhang Miao also hugged Chen Yifan tightly, and said in a crying voice, "Yes, Xiao Chen, I have already decided to go to Sichuan University, and I don't want to go to Imperial University." Yesterday, she had a big quarrel because her father enrolls her in Sichuan University without permission, but after getting angry, she also understood that with her own grades, she would not be able to enter Imperial University. She knew that Xiao Chen's dream had always been Imperial University, and she didn't want to delay Xiao Chen's dream, so she planned to wait for Xiao Chen to sign the admission agreement before telling him. Unexpectedly, Xiao Chen would do this, directly ruining his chance of entering Imperial University. Chen Yifan shook his head and didn't say anything. He really wanted to go to Imperial University. But after hearing what the recruiting teacher said, he didn't want to go. Even if he didn't agree to his conditions, there was no need to say such things. He is the champion of the martial arts test, can't he ask for a condition? For such an arrogant college, the students who come to it would be like this too. He finds it quite boring, he doesn't like to fight for this kind of school, and he doesn't want to wrong himself. Okay, it's not a big deal. Although Imperial University is great, the other top 10 are not bad either. Zhang Wenbin gave a few words of comfort, and suddenly said, Meow's school has also been decided, I hope you don't say such things anymore, I have no objection to you being together, but please respect my father's decision. Meow has a detached personality and is easy to cause trouble. You don't have much ability to protect her now. So, I can only rest assured if I have her by my side. Zero Zhang Meow frowned, and was about to retort when Chen Yifan clapped her hands, pursed her lips and stopped talking. I see, uncle, I was too impulsive just now. Chen Yifan also nodded. Although they are not in the same university, at least Zhang Meow is also in Rongcheng, and the two can meet often. He didn't complain about Zhang Wenbin, but rather envied Zhang Meow, who had this father who fought everything for her. Afterwards, many famous schools, such as Shanghai University, appeared one after another, and the conditions offered were not bad. Shanghai University was not as arrogant and stingy as Imperial University. On the contrary, it is better than the conditions offered by some of the top 10 prestigious universities, perhaps because of the urgent need for excellent students to break the monopoly of the number 1 Imperial University. Chen Yifan was pondering, making a tangled decision in his heart. Although the Imperial Capital University was gone, the Shanghai Metropolitan University was not far behind, so it was the second best. The third Fengxiang Academy is also good, but I heard that most of the students there are girls. Boom boom boom. Suddenly, another knock on the door interrupted Chen Yifan's thoughts. Chen Yifan looked up, and then was taken aback. It was the uncle who almost knocked him unconscious with the conditions he gave yesterday. I'm not late, am I? Du's Hixing said with a smile. Du coaching, please come in quickly. Zhang Wenbin was also very enthusiastic. After all, Du's Hixing's identity is different from these recruiting teachers. This is a long-established elite trainer. Du Ji walked in, smiled 4.4 and looked at Chen Yifan who was staring at him. I heard about it just now, that there is a champion in the martial arts examination in Sichuan province, who actually wanted to raise conditions with Imperial University, but was rejected by Imperial University. Refused. Zhang Meow frowned, and wanted to argue with the old man, but was held back by Chen Yifan. She has such a personality, no wonder Zhang Wenbin wanted to keep her by his side and leave Sichuan province, causing trouble the person who provokes. Chen Yifan really can't protect her well. Seeing this, Du's Hixing continued, little guy, I didn't mean to mock you, what I mean is, I, Du's Hixing, solemnly invite you to join our Central Plains University. Imperial Capital University has held the number 1 position for too long, how about we try to break his monopoly? Maybe this time is very long, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, even you may not be able to do it after graduation, but I still want to give it a try. Are you interested? Chapter 95. Chen Yifan's complexion gradually moved, these words kept churning in his heart. Du's Hixing's words were full of firmness, obviously he thought the same in his heart. Chen Yifan was moved. What's the point of joining the strongest school from the very beginning? To make your school the strongest is the most rewarding. Du's Hixing was overjoyed when he saw Chen Yifan's expression. He is not lying either. He just said this to every student he recruited. Of course, the preferential conditions must be different, and Chen Yifan's is still the best. Of course, my conditions remain the same. The agreed 200W Alliance coins will not be less than 1 point, and I will try my best to get you to join the school team. I will not guarantee that you will definitely be able to join the school team, but varsity alternates for sure. I won't say much about the single dormitory. This is the preferential treatment you should have as a champion. Du's Hixing smiled slightly, and then looked at Zhang Meow. If this little girl wants to join our school, I can agree to it now, and the preferential treatment conditions are easy to say 30. Du's Hixing's sincerity is not lacking, although it is only the bottom 10, but it is also the top 10. Zhang Meow wanted to agree, but was stopped by Zhang Wenbin's eyes. Sighed in my heart, bad dad. Also, good dad. However, it seems that I can't go to school with Xiao Chen, woo woo woo. Okay, I promise, I will go to Zhongyuan University. Chen Yifan looked at Du's Hixing and made a direct decision. Du's Hixing showed a satisfied smile, and shook hands with Chen Yifan. I hope that Zhongyuan University will honor you in the future. Chen Yifan also smiled, and then turned to look at Zhang Meow. Du coaching, Meow is fine, she has already signed up for Sichuan University. Okay, you decide on this matter. Du's Hixing was not disappointed either. He was already very satisfied to receive the champion of the martial arts examination in Sichuan province. He is not surprised that Chen Yifan's conditions will be rejected by Imperial University. This school needs a challenger to overthrow his status. Otherwise, it will never change. Afterwards, the two signed a school admission contract, and the scholarship and school admission conditions must be written into the contract, and Zhang Wenbin personally led the Central Plains University, even if he wanted to go back on his word. Du's Hixing promised that the scholarship will be credited to Chen Yifan's account within 3 days, which can be regarded as a meeting gift for him. When the news came that Chen Yifan chose Zhongyuan University, many recruiting teachers were also surprised. They were not surprised that Chen Yifan chose a top 10 prestigious school, but actually chose a college that was almost out of the top 10. Humph Sun Xiang showed a sneer. This kid would regret it sooner or later if he didn't choose Imperial Capital University. Imperial Capital University also confiscated a few students in Sichuan province. At the beginning, they only planned to accept 4 or 5 students, and Chen Yifan was among them, but now he refused, and a spot was vacant. Instead, you can charge 1 more in Sichuan province. People like Yang Xingyu have already been accepted by Imperial University, and Liu Yue, who was eliminated by Chen Yifan in the first round, was also accepted by Imperial University. This is mainly because of Master Liu Sueki's face. There is no way, no matter how proud a university is, it must pay attention to human relations, and Liu Yue's strength is not bad, but by chance, she met Chen Yifan who won the championship, and losing to the champion is not ashamed. Anyway, Yang Xingyu lost, right? That's the grandson of the gym owner. Back at the office, Du's Hixing happily signed the contract and left. Before leaving, he told Chen Yifan to enter the school in advance. Chongyuan University will start school on September 1st, and he must arrive before the 31st. Seeing that Chen Yifan chose Zhongyuan University, Zhang Wenbin was also a little relieved. Although it was not as good as Imperial University, at least they paid enough attention to Chen Yifan. This point is still good. Not being valued and being valued is too important for a trainer who has not yet grown up. Zhang Miao got angry quickly and recovered quickly. Under Chen Yifan's comfort, she also told her father that she forgave him. Zhang Wenbin was even more unhappy. What the hell, the daughter he raised was actually calmed down by other men. It's no wonder he was happy. At this point, Zhang Miao was not unhappy anymore. She took Chen Yifan's hand and staggered out of the gate. Xiao Chen, what shall we do next? Zhang Miao looked up at her boyfriend. It's only before 12 o'clock. Could it be possible to take her home? She didn't want to go home so early. Let's go eat first, and did you forget something? Chen Yifan smiled mysteriously. What? Zhang Miao blinked her big eyes, curious. Chen Yifan leaned close to Zhang Miao's ear, bit her ear lightly, and said 2 words. Zhang Miao was startled, and then looked at him happily. That's right. I almost forgot. As he spoke, he could not wait to drag Chen Yifan away, but Chen Yifan couldn't laugh or cry, so he tried to persuade her to eat before going. After the two simply took a few bites of food at the Pokémon Center, Zhang Miao took Chen Yifan into a taxi and headed straight to the center of Chengdu. Dingsheng Real Estate Agency. That's right, Chen Yifan came to see the house. Let's forget about new houses for the time being. One is that new houses in the city center are very expensive, and it takes time to decorate. 313. Chen Yifan will not be in Sichuan soon, and Zhang Miao's temperament is sure I have to guard it. Simply buy a well-decorated boutique house or a second-hand house or something. The agent of the two obviously didn't watch the game very much and didn't know Chen Yifan. Under his leadership, Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao looked at several houses in a row. Finally, after discussion between the two, they decided to buy a boutique second-hand house decorated in a Nordic style, located in the south section of the city center, in the elevator room, on the 6th floor. It is quite close to the urban village where Chen Yifan lives. It is more than 60 square meters, with 2 bedrooms and 1 living room. The price is 195W, which is more than 3W and the price of a pi rice. Although it is a bit beyond the budget, Chen Yifan still agrees, and does not want Zhang Miao to pay. Zhang Miao pouted and refused to agree. She waited until Chen Yifan agreed for her to buy the follow-up furniture before she agreed. 3 days later, Chen Yifan will receive 2 million alliance coins, and there is no shortage of funds for the time being. It is also rare for an intermediary to meet such a straightforward customer, who actually bought it in full without taking out a loan. Smiling and praising the two young and promising, and what a match made in heaven, Zhang Miao's eyes narrowed. After paying the 10W deposit, the intermediary promises to hand over the house within 3 days, and wait until the real estate certificate is obtained before checking the remaining money. Chapter 96. It wasn't until the two left the intermediary company that Zhang Miao said belatedly, "I bought a house. Xiao Chen and I are going to live together. From now on, this small house will be their love nest." Zhang Miao blushed just thinking about it. Zhang Miao's small eyes suddenly rolled around, showing a fox-like smile, shaking Chen Yifan's hand, and said softly, "Xiao Chen, then we bought a house, you want to sleep with me, or sleep alone?" Puff. Chen Yifan was almost choked by Zhang Miao's words, coughed twice and was a little speechless. This. He is not a hypocrite, of course he wants to sleep with Zhang Miao. But let him say it bluntly, because of his character, he really can't say it. Zhang Miao looked at Chen Yifan's expression and showed a smug smile, "Hey, I lied to you. Mom will definitely not allow me to sleep outside." Zhang Miao lowered her head and shook Chen Yifan's hand, "So, at most, we will come to see it during the day. It's okay, the house is here, and I can't run away." Chen Yifan was also amused by the little girl, but he didn't expect to be posed by her. That's true, which parents would let their girls sleep outside shortly after they reached adulthood, and it's not too far away from home, especially in a family like Zhang Miao. "Xiao Chen, after we all go to school, let Aunt live at home," Zhang Miao said cautiously. The house rented by Chen Yifan's family has been visited, and there is no elevator. Although the floor is not high, it is very dirty and messy, and it is a different world from the one they bought. Chen Yifan thought about it, and although he thought Zhang Miao's proposal was good, he still rejected it. "It is troublesome to persuade my mother to move, and my mother will definitely not agree to live in the house if she knows that she and Zhang Miao bought the house together." Although he has been persuading his mother to resign, it is obviously impossible in a short time. Even his mother is not willing to use the 500,000 yuan, and the house they bought is a bit far from where her mother works, and it is not convenient to go to work. He wants to get better grades, earn more money, buy a bigger house, and make his mother feel more at ease. After knowing Chen Yifan's reason, Zhang Miao also complied. At least knowing that Xiao Chen didn't reject her for other reasons, she was quite happy. After shopping with Zhang Miao for a while, Chen Yifan took her home. At night, when Zhang Wenbin returned home, he talked about Chen Yifan with his wife Ningjiawai. "What? Miao is talking about her boyfriend. Ningjiawai was surprised, and stared at the triumphant Zhang Miao. "Well, this young man is not bad. Although his family is not very good, his father is no longer there, only his mother is here, and he was brought up by himself." "Oh, that's not easy." Ningjiawai didn't mean to look down on Chen Yifan's family, but just looked at her daughter worriedly. The economic conditions of this kind of family are not very good. "Miao, is he treating you well?" "Don't worry, Mom, Xiao Chen is good to me." Zhang Miao didn't understand what her mother meant, and said with a smile. Zhang Wenbin understood what his wife meant, and quickly said with a smile, "You don't have to worry about this, that kid is quite capable. This year's Little Ho-Oh Cup champion is him." "Ah." Ningjiawai was a little surprised. She didn't watch the game very much, and she didn't pay much attention to who the champion of the Little Ho-Oh Cup was, but she also knew the gold content of this champion. It is very high. It can be said that to win this championship, at least it means that the future is boundless. After knowing this, Ningjiawai didn't say anything else, she just smiled and said that as long as Miao likes it, she likes it too. He also asked Zhang Miao to tell Chen Yifan to come to the house for dinner. Zhang Miao also agreed wholeheartedly. He didn't even know how many pictures were created for the two of them, the champion of Chen Yifan. Otherwise, it would definitely not be so easy for Chen Yifan to be with Zhang Miao. The next day, the last day of the week came. At the same time, it is also the day of the junior trainer assessment, and the assessment can only be carried out on Sundays every week. Bringing Zhang Miao and Chen Yifan to the assessment area of the Pokémon Center vs Battle Zone. Zhang Miao is also going to be assessed as a junior trainer, and considering her strength, the difficulty is not too great. There are quite a few people participating in the assessment today, and many of them are players who have participated in the Little Ho-Oh Cup. Seeing Chen Yifan's arrival, everyone looked over. Others don't know, they still don't know how powerful this Little Ho-Oh Cup champion is, winning the championship with a burrow, even fantasy novels dare not write like that. However, this champion does not have any special privileges. They still have to queue up after paying the money. Zhang Miao has to go to the assessment earlier than Chen Yifan. Chen Yifan also happened to see what the assessment was like. Although he knew the rules long ago, he hadn't seen it with his own eyes. Zhang Miao went to the stage, and the instructor randomly selected 3 Pokeballs on the side for Zhang Miao to choose from. The instructor also didn't know what Pokemon was in it, and the alliance randomly selected 3 Pokemon balls for each assessment. Curry took it out. These Pokemon are basically at the junior trainer level, and most of them don't have any rare Pokemon. They are all relatively common Pokemon. The difficulty is not a problem for the top 100 martial arts exams. Zhang Miao picked one at random, but unexpectedly picked a grass-type Pokemon Bellsprout that was restrained by Fennekin. Fortunately, this Bellsprout is not an invincible Bellsprout. Taken away by Fennekin's easy move Ember. After getting the certificate of passing the examination, Zhang Miao threw herself into Chen Yifan's arms happily. Not long after, it was Chen Yifan's turn. At this time, the crowd of onlookers increased, and everyone wanted to see again the strength of this martial arts champion. Come on, little champion, pick an ear from these 3. The instructor laughed and said, Chen Yifan, well, this year's martial arts test champion, for instructors like them who specialize in junior trainer assessments, their reputation is still very good. Chen Yifan smiled and nodded, and selected a Pokeball in the center from the 3 Pokeballs. When the Pokemon was released, the crowd cheered. It turned out to be Guedud. They all know that Chen Yifan's Pokemon is Bunnelby, but Bunnelby of normal type is not easy to fight against Guedud of rock type. Chen Yifan also smiled, looking at this old friend. Back then he was able to avoid defeating Li Su's Guedud with a trainee-level digger, not to mention the Bunnelby single middle today previously. With the appearance of Dujafang, Guedud was hit by Bunnelby's rolling kick before he even had time to react. He flew a long distance before landing, and lost his fighting ability in an instant. The instructor looked surprised, and the onlookers also cheered. This champion is well deserved. Chapter 97. After receiving the voucher from the instructor, Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao rushed to the lobby of the Pokémon Center. Congratulations to both of you, you have been promoted to junior trainer. From now on, you have officially stepped into the door of trainer. Under the guidance of the staff, the 2 successfully completed the promotion. Officially promoted from trainee trainer to junior trainer. Since then, the 2 are no longer rookie. The most regrettable thing for Chen Yifan is that it will cost money to recover from the injury in the future. However, after becoming a junior trainer, there is also an additional benefit, a monthly subsidy of 1,000 Alliance coins fixed by the Alliance. Although not much, it is already a big help for civilian trainers. At least the Pokémon has food money, and the Pokémon food ordered by common is enough for 2 small Pokémon. Ding! Congratulations to the host for being promoted to a junior trainer. The system rewards a silver-level scratch card. As Chen Yifan expected, the reward for junior trainers is a silver-level scratch card, but this is not bad, at least it can scratch some good things. Tonight, the last lychee berry will be given to swallow by Bunnelby. I don't know how much this berry that has been waiting for 2 weeks will change to Jafang, but Chen Yifan is looking forward to it anyway. With the promotion to a junior trainer, the quota of 300 spirits is also unlocked, and the Pokémon quota displayed on the Authority of Pokémon Pokédex is also 1 more. He can take his Yantu ER home now. Chen Yifan was a little excited, and took Zhang Miao to the Alliance Reward Management Office next to him. Zhang Wenbin would not be here, but Zhang Wenbin's subordinate, the uncle in charge, was there. Seeing Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao approaching, the uncle in charge also smiled and said, I've been waiting for you as the champion for a long time, come on, your Pokémon egg. As he spoke, he handed Chen Yifan a Pokémon egg with a red pattern carefully packed in a Pokémon egg incubator on the counter next to him. The Pokémon incubator can better ensure the hatching of Pokémon eggs, and can control the hatching time of Pokémon eggs. The Pokémon eggs distributed by Alliance are all Pokémon that are about to hatch. If Chen Yifan cannot come to pick them up for a short time, Alliance will temporarily stop the Pokémon eggs from hatching. But now that it has come to pick it up, the person in charge has also fixed the time for the incubator. The incubation time is about half a day. Be careful, don't bump into each other. If it's caused by your own reasons, we won't pay for it. The person in charge exhorted with a smile. Chen Yifan smiled and said yes, holding the Pokémon egg in his arms. It was very warm, but in this weather, holding it was a bit hot. The Pokémon egg is quite big, and it can fill Chen Yifan's arms. Zhang Meow didn't dare to hug Chen Yifan anymore, for fear that it would be bad if she accidentally dropped it. The person in charge turned to look at Zhang Meow, and asked with a smile, Meow, where is your reward, do you want it? Although Zhang Meow was eliminated in the second round, she was still ranked in the top 50. Naturally, there was a reward. 2 great balls, worth 2 W Alliance coins. Zhang Meow didn't want to take it at all. This result was undoubtedly a humiliation for her, and she didn't lack the 2 W. But under the forceful pull of the person in charge, she still gave the reward to her. If she doesn't want it, if someone outside says that they have been corrupted, how wronged they will be. Holding 2 shrunken ownerless great balls with pouting lips, Zhang Meow decided to sell them, otherwise why keep them, they look good. Since Chen Yifan needs to go back and wait for the Pokémon eggs to hatch, Zhang Meow honestly did not bother him anymore today, but agreed to come to his house to look for him tomorrow, and she also wants to see this Yantu. I've never seen this kind of Pokémon. And Xiao Chen's Pokémon, she likes them all. When she got home, Liang Wenjing was surprised to see Chen Yifan come back with a Pokémon egg. I have a rest today, and the supervisor, Sister Lu, gave her a few days off to spend time with her son, but this kid is always in the house all day long, and he has his own little girlfriend, so why would I need her mother to accompany me? After 11 o'clock in the evening, Bun Elby and Chen Yifan sat on the bed, looking at the Pokémon eggs on the bed without blinking. It's almost time for the dabbage, incubation time that the uncle in charge said. Pokémon eggs, it's time to hatch. Chen Yifan rubbed his eyes, took a look at Digging Fang, who was also confused, then smiled and patted its head. Little guy, this is your new partner, someone will play with you in the future, don't you? Happy? Kudu. Dudu showed a smiling face, nodding his head happily. Pokémon's ideas are usually very simple, they don't want to be jealous, as long as they can get trainer's approval, they are willing to do whatever they want. Just as Chen Yifan was wandering in the sky, the Pokémon egg suddenly clicked lightly, pulling him back. The Pokémon egg started to move. As the cracks on the Pokémon eggs continued to emerge, Chen Yifan's expression became more and more excited. Click! Under the watchful eyes of the two, a pair of little orange ears came out of the egg, followed by a little head. The little bunny struggle kept turning hard from the egg. Bun Elby wanted to pull his new partner a handful, but was stopped by Chen Yifan. When Pokémon was born, it must be allowed to break eggs by itself. This is the rule of nature. Struggle not long after, a white bunny finally emerged from the egg completely. The bunny is all white, with a conspicuous little meatball like a band-aid on the nose, and a pair of big orange ears, which looks very cute. Yuwa. The little rabbit shook his head, looked at Chen Yifan who was sitting on the bed with a smile on his face, and the grey rabbit beside him who was much bigger than him. Suddenly his eyes lit up, as if he had realized something, he rushed into Chen Yifan's arms, and narrowed his eyes happily. Yuwa. The little guy was quite strong, hitting Chen Yifan with a pain in his chest, and he quickly steadied the fluttering Yantu in his arms. He held Yantu in his hands and picked it up. Compared with the usual Yantu, his one seemed a bit smaller. This is a sign of a newborn and it takes a while to grow back to normal. Body type. Iowa. Yantu happily shook her calf, looking very lively. Chen Yifan smiled. Hi, Yantu, I'm Chen Yifan, and I'm your trainer. This is Duja Fang, your partner. Kugu. Kugu Fang squinted his eyes and shook his ears with Yantu. This is the way they greet rabbits. IWA. Dig. After getting familiar with the two Pokémon, Chen Yifan also took out the Ultra Ball that he had prepared a long time ago. This was the Ultra Ball that he bought with the last savings, but it was worth it for his own Pokémon. Let the Pokeball lightly touch Yantu's little head, the Pokeball flashes red, and Yantu is put into the Pokeball. Without shaking, the button in the middle of the Pokeball lights up. Beep. With a soft sound, Yantu was successfully subdued. Chapter 98. Ding. Congratulations to the host for accepting the new Pokémon. The Pokémon was detected as Yantu. According to the system's evaluation of the Pokémon rare degree, the Pokémon was determined to be a rare Pokémon. The host can choose one of the following 3 rewards. 1 Pokémon ability conversion card, gold. It can convert Pokémon's abilities, and can only be selected among the Pokémon's abilities. 2nd, Pokémon qualification improvement card, gold. Pokémon qualification can be upgraded to legendary qualification. Note, the ability of the Pokémon will not be changed due to qualification improvement. 3. 2 gold level scratch cards. Chen Yifan really didn't expect that the reward for subduing Yantour would be like this. He thought it would be a big deal to get a gold level scratch card. Unexpectedly, 3 awards were given directly choice. Is this the card of Yuuzhanjia? Chen Yifan couldn't help but think that the system didn't give him any rewards when he subdued Duduman, but that's true, the system had just been activated at that time, and the rare speed of Duduman must not be comparable to that of Yantour of. It's time to make your own decisions again. Chen Yifan took a deep breath. The third one would definitely be passed directly. He didn't dare to bet on whether he could get the first 2 rewards after 2 chances. If he got 2 skill learning machines or something, he about to cry. Is it to improve the aptitude, or the dream ability? This is a difficult problem for Chen Yifan. He also saw the information of Yantour, excellent qualifications, raging fire ability. Very good, it belongs to the Pokémon that is hard to buy with tens of millions of alliance coins. However, after careful consideration, Chen Yifan still chose the qualification promotion card. Yantour's dream ability is a free person, and can convert its own attribute into an attribute that writes the same skills as it uses. For example, when using the fighting type high jump kick, Yantour's attribute will switch from the fire type to the fighting type. Using the same skills as your own attribute, the power will be greatly enhanced. And the changeable attribute, especially when facing the rival that restrains the fire system, can exert unexpected combat power. Of course, Yantour can't learn moves like flying type and water type, but Chen Yifan can. The system rewards skill learning machines, but there is no limit. For Chen Yifan, this dream ability is not weak. However, there is also a problem. For today's Yantour, the effect is not very great, and it is even far less practical than the raging fire ability. Because it is impossible for Yantour to learn so many skills now, Chen Yifan also doesn't have so many scratch cards to draw out the skill learning machine. The legendary level aptitude is more realistic. Not only can Yantour grow faster, but also learn more skills during the growth process. And it's not that there is no chance to get the ability conversion card in the future, so there will be a long time in Japan. Ding! Congratulations to the host, the qualification of Pokémon has been improved. The qualification of Yantour has been upgraded to legendary, and the skill is automatically comprehended, Blaze Kick. Ding! The Pokémon Experience EXP share effect has been triggered. According to the level of the host's primary trainer, Yantour's strength has been upgraded to the primary trainer level, common level. Automatic comprehension of skills, flame charge. Remaining cooling time, 6 days and 23 hours. 59 points. 2 consecutive system prompts made Chen Yifan more convinced that his choice was correct. Pokémon Flame Rabbit attribute fire ability, fierce fire species strength 310 qualification, legendary strength, common level, primary trainer level, skills, quick attack, ember, double kick, agility, flame charge, blaze kick. Note, Yantour likes to jump around alive and well, and is a very energetic Pokémon. Yantour has a fire pouch on his chest, which is filled with high concentration fire energy. When its heart rate and body temperature rise due to warm-up exercises, the energy of fire will exert its original power to greatly improve performance. Looking at Yantour's profile, Chen Yifan almost shed tears of emotion. This is called Yuuzhanjia, and his debut is the pinnacle. Even he was a little uncertain about who was stronger or weaker than his own Yantour and Bunelby. Logically speaking, Dudumian should be stronger. After all, he has fought so many battles with him, so there is nothing to say about combat experience. But Yantour is not bad either. Experience EXP share is not only an improvement in strength, but also infused with corresponding combat experience. With Yantour's current strength, it is not a problem to leapfrog the battle. Zero shaking his head, Chen Yifan didn't think too much about it anymore. Let the 2 little guys have a try sometime, and then released Yantour from the Pokeball. Iowa. The moment Yantour appeared, Bunelby and Chen Yifan were taken aback. Compared to when she was born just now, Yantour's figure had expanded a circle, and she was even bigger than the normal Yantour. Bun Elby looked at Yantour, who was already about the same size as himself, with surprise in his eyes. Its little head would never have thought of why a newborn little guy, who was obviously not as big as himself just now, suddenly swelled up. Yantour is very sticky Chen Yifan, compared to Bun Elby's non-sticky person, this little guy is more like a copy of Zhang Miao Miao, who won't be brought out when he curls up in his arms. 0. Moreover, this little guy is a fire-type Pokémon, and his body is born like a small heater. If it is winter, Chen Yifan will definitely be willing to hold this rabbit-shaped heater. But now it is Xiatian, although it is night, there is also a high temperature of nearly 30 degrees. After hugging for a few minutes, Chen Yifan couldn't bear the heat, so Danner let go of him after a while. Seeing Yantour's dissatisfied expression, which was exactly the same as Zhang Miao's, Chen Yifan couldn't help being a little amused. Time passed by, and soon, it was 12 o'clock in the morning, and a new week began. Ding! A new week has arrived, congratulations to the host for getting a scratch reward. The system is randomly drawing. Ding! Congratulations to the host for getting a bronze scratch card. Sure enough, after last week's random lottery draw, I got lucky enough to draw a purple gold scratch card, and I came back this week. The most trashy bronze scratch card ever. Chen Yifan was speechless, but he still took out 2 scratch cards from his backpack, one was bronze and the other was silver reward for being promoted to junior trainer. Scratch off the bronze grade scratch card. Ding! Congratulations to the host for getting the bronze level scratch card reward, Pokémon Egg, Centauret, qualification after hatching is rare, remaining hatching time, 23 hours and 59 minutes. Hey! Chen Yifan was stunned, and couldn't help doubting his ears. Dude! Even the Pokémon eggs were scraped out. Chapter 99. Take Centauret's Pokémon egg out of the backpack. Compared with Yantour's Pokémon egg, the pattern on this egg is much simpler, it is a grey one. Chen Yifan is a little puzzled, he has no shortage of Pokémon now, and Pokémon like Centauret. To be honest, he wasn't ready to subdue him either. Regardless of whether it is the Pokémon market or the Pokémon egg market, the value of Centauret is not high, so you can take a look at the rare qualification. When thinking of rare's qualifications, Chen Yifan was taken aback. Looking at the Pokémon egg in my hand, the system doesn't seem to say that it can't be sold. Chen Yifan's eyes lit up, Pokémon eggs that can be sold, and Centauret with rare qualifications, at least they can be sold for hundreds of thousands. Judging from this price, the bronze level scratch card this time is not bad. In the past, it was only tens of thousands of alliance coins, with a maximum of 5 digits. This time it can be worth 6587 digits. Chen Yifan took the Centauret Pokémon egg back into the system backpack, which was rewarded by the system, and naturally unlike Yantour's Pokémon egg, which cannot be put in. There is still 1 day of incubation time, so don't worry, you can go to the Pokémon trading market tomorrow to ask about the price. Ding! Congratulations to the host, you have won a silver level scratch card reward, Waterstone, excellent product. Superb Waterstone. If the Pokémon eggs just now are worth hundreds of thousands, then the exquisite Waterstone in front of you is worth millions. Regardless of the fact that there is only a 30% difference between the best evolutionary stones and the best ones, many people don't want to waste time on this even with this damn chance. Moreover, the energy contained in the exquisite evolution stone is more pure and abundant. It is said that the effect of using it on Pokémon will be much better than other evolution stones. This caused a shortage of 100% evolved evolution stones. A piece of bronze and a piece of silver brought him more than 1 million income. He didn't think about keeping the water stone for himself. He was short of money now, so naturally he had to find ways to find money, and in a short time, he didn't need to use the evolution stone or anything. The smile on Chen Yifan's face couldn't be stopped. He was originally worried about having an extra rabbit, plus buying a house and other miscellaneous expenses. Even with the 2 million awarded by Zhongyuan University, he may still have to find ways to make money in the future. Unexpectedly, the money will be delivered to his doorstep. Although excited, Chen Yifan still did not get carried away and took out the last lychee berry in the system backpack except for the tackle skill learning machine from that party. This is the last lychee berry. I don't know what will happen if Bun Elby eats it. Chen Yifan is looking forward to it. He handed the fruit to Bun Elby, and he hugged lychee berry with his hand, and gnawed on his front teeth. Seeing this, the Yantour at the side also wanted to eat, and looked at Chen Yifan pitifully. He was just born, just in time to replenish his performance. Chen Yifan was overwhelmed immediately, and hurriedly searched the cabinets to see if there was anything Yantour could eat. In the end, I really had no other choice, so I took out a pack of Bunelbai's customized food. Although the effect of Yantour eating this food is definitely not as good as that of Dudu, but it is worse than nothing. Chen Yifan looked at Yantour, who was happily eating Pokémon food in small mouthfuls. Even if the Pokémon food was not suitable for him, the little guy ate happily. Chen Yifan smiled and patted its little head. It was also a pain for this Yuzenjia, because he was inexperienced and forgot to prepare food for it. On the other side, after eating lychee berry, Bunelbai's body gradually emitted a faint red light, which attracted Chen Yifan's attention. Dig! Bunelbai yelled imposingly, almost waking up the mother in the next room. Ding! Congratulations to the host, Bunelbai, eating lychee berry has reached a cycle, Bunelbai's power has been greatly enhanced, the strength potential has been improved, species strength has been increased by 20, even after evolution, there will be 20 more, and it will never change. Bunelbai species strength, 257, formerly 237, of course, when Chen Yifan saw the Bunelbai information displayed on Pokémon Pokédex, the species strength column seemed to be changed to 257 under the system change. He could no longer contain his excitement. Species strength enhancement. Now he really wants to ask the system, you tell me this is something that can be produced at the silver level? Not only to increase strength, but also to increase species strength, and it will not change after evolution. Undoubtedly, this is definitely a huge change in Bunelbai's current strength, although the strength is still at the junior trainer level. But now Chen Yifan has no doubts, if he faces Yang Xingyu again, that Cyndaquil might not be able to stand Bunelbai's punch. Zero gradually go farther and farther on the road of abnormality. Silver level, forever drop god. Chen Yifan took a deep breath and looked at moonlight outside the window with a cold gleam in his eyes. Although some zhong er. But from now on, he will prove it to the world. Who is the real strong? The next day, Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao made an appointment to meet at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and Yantour ate a pack of Bunelbai's Pokémon food yesterday, which was a complete victory. The effect of the Pokémon food was not bad, and the two decided to go to the breeder to order a few more cycles. I just don't know if Zhongyuan University has a breeder major or not, but it's a school for combat trainers, so it probably doesn't exist. Chen Yifan isn't sure. In fact, he knew very little about Central Plains University, far inferior to Imperial Capital University, and he never thought that he would choose to go to Central Plains University. Maybe it was because of Du's Hixing's bewitchment, or maybe it was because of the contempt of Imperial University. But these are not important to him. People have given such generous conditions, and they must ask for something in return. He is a man of good manners, since people treat each other with sincerity, then he must reciprocate. Chen Yifan took an empty big bag and went out early, it was not even 10 o'clock. The reason why they came out so early on March 6 is that he wanted to go to the Pokémon trading market and ask the price by the way to see how much his Centaurette Pokémon egg could sell. There are also exquisite evolutionary stones that can be entrusted for auction at the auction house near the trading market. I believe the price will never be low. Going downstairs to take a taxi, what Chen Yifan didn't expect was that the taxi driver actually knew him. He kept chatting with him along the way, and asked him the secret to training Pokémon. His child is about to graduate from high school, and he wants to learn his training skills. Chen Yifan doesn't have any skills. If he wants to be successful, he has to practice hard. If he wants to become stronger, he needs not only trainer, Pokémon to cooperate, but if he meets a lazy guy, then consider himself unlucky. After getting out of the car, Chen Yifan found a secluded place, took out the Pokémon egg from the system backpack, and carefully put it in the bag. The Pokémon egg is not heavy and the bag is strong, so there is no need to worry about it falling. Chapter 100. Rongcheng Pokémon Trading Market is located next to Chansey Road, and it is also the best place for common trainers to buy Pokémon. The vendors here, no matter how big or small, have obtained relevant qualifications to sell Pokémon. Selling Pokémon requires qualifications, but Pokémon eggs do not. Unless it is like Chen Yifan's martial arts test champion reward, Yantour Pokémon eggs are bound to Chen Yifan, and no one dares to take over even if they want to sell them. Chen Yifan's Centaurette Pokémon eggs are unowned, so they can be sold naturally, and Pokémon eggs will never worry about selling. To put it bluntly, the Pokémon trading market is a whole street with shops and small stalls, and the voices of customers and vendors bargaining can be heard from time to time. It is very lively. Hey, brother, do you want to buy Pokémon? Let me see. Chen Yifan's slightly youthful face has attracted the attention of many vendors. It is already the end of August, and the best time for selling Pokémon is the 7 days after graduating from high school. Those few days can be called carnival days for Pokémon vendors, and they don't have to worry about not selling better Pokémon. 30. But the end of August is the off-season, and every customer in need cannot let it go. Chen Yifan glanced at the vendor who stopped him. Although the stall is small, it has all internal organs. Pokémon are all packed in common Pokeballs, and there are corresponding Pokémon names, qualifications, and prices marked underneath. But there are no Pokémon eggs. It seems that it is a stall selling Pokémon. Selling Pokémon and Pokémon eggs are incomparable, and the value is lower. Because it is not for the reason of self-containment, the purchased Pokémon needs to be run in with the trainer. If it is the kind of unruly Pokémon, then trainer will have to bear it. Pokémon eggs are different. No matter what kind of Pokémon it is, as long as it is hatched from a Pokémon egg, it will be 100% loyal to trainer. Chen Yifan glanced over, but he didn't see a rare qualified Pokémon, and they were all relatively common Pokémon. Uncle, don't you have a Pokémon with rare qualifications? Chen Yifan asked. The peddler was taken aback for a moment, and immediately lost interest in Chen Yifan. It was obvious that he didn't know how to do it. Small peddlers like them don't have any Pokémon with rare qualifications. It is not bad to get only excellent qualifications at ordinary times. If you want to buy Pokémon with rare qualification, go to the store. They are all self-employed, how can they use those big businesses? But although the quality of Pokémon is not as good as those shops, they can bargain here. Cheap is the last word. If you want to buy rare qualifications, you should go to those places. He pointed to the shops next to them. They are no different from these small stalls. These shops look better than each other. Contest very stylish. Also very rich. Thanks. Chen Yifan thanked him and walked to the nearest shop. It's called Xingxin Trading Company. It seems that not only Pokémon are sold. Welcome. When Chen Yifan entered the door, he saw a waitress trotting over. Do you need anything, sir? I'll just take a look. Chen Yifan smiled, and glanced into the trading house. There is a lot of space inside, not only Pokémon, but also Pokémon eggs. There are a variety of things, and besides Pokémon, there is a special Pokémon beside it item area. Sir, it's okay to see, please follow me, let me introduce you. The waiter looked at Chen Yifan with a smile on his face and said, okay, maybe I'll buy it if I look at it. But looking at Chen Yifan's face, although the waiter thought he was handsome, he always felt that he looked a little familiar. Sir, are you Chen Yifan? It's the winner of the Little Ho-Oh Cup, the waiter asked uncertainly. Chen Yifan didn't hide anything, and nodded with a smile. The waiter let out an ah, and quickly said sorry, running to the trading house. Soon, a man who looked like a supervisor also came out. He smiled and extended his hand to Chen Yifan. Mr. Chen, hello, I am the director of Xingxin Trading, and my name is Lu. Hello, Director Lu. Chen Yifan shook hands with a smile, and then saw 10 more people coming out from behind Director Lu's buttocks. They seemed to be employees of trading houses, and looked at him curiously. Haha. I'm just here to see, I don't want to mobilize the crowd so much. Chen Yifan was a little embarrassed, he didn't know that he, the martial arts champion, was so popular. Hey, that's not right, Mr. Chen is the supernova of our Sichuan province this year, so the treatment is naturally different from that of common people. Manager Lu was full of smiles and was very enthusiastic. As soon as Chen Yifan, this year's martial arts test champion, came, he would put up a sign outside the store after he left, and the business would come. The designated store for the martial arts test champion. Tisk tisk. I don't know if Mr. Chen is here to buy Pokémon. Director Lu asked cautiously. As far as he knows, Chen Yifan doesn't seem to need to buy Pokémon. The winner of the martial arts test will reward an excellent Pokémon with a sky-high price. You need to go to these trading houses to buy. To be honest, I'm here to see how much my Pokémon egg is worth, and if it's suitable, I can sell it. Chen Yifan raised the bag in his hand as he spoke. At this time, Director Lu also noticed the bag in Chen Yifan's hand. This this should not be the one rewarded by the alliance. If it was really rewarded by Alliance 383, then he wouldn't dare to accept it, and he wouldn't be able to sell it at all. It is bound to Chen Yifan, which is a violation of the law, and his business license will be revoked. No, it's a Centaurette Pokémon egg. Oh, okay, follow me please. Under the leadership of Director Lu, Chen Yifan entered the trading house, and there was an instrument on the counter. This is an instrument specially designed to detect Pokémon qualifications, and you can put Pokeballs or Pokémon eggs on it. If it is common qualification, it will flash white light, excellent qualification will flash blue light, rare qualification will flash purple light, excellent qualification will flash orange light, legendary qualification will flash gold light, and epic qualification will flash black light. But Director Jin Guanglo has never seen it, let alone a black light. If he can receive an orange light, he will report it to the head office, and let the boss decide it himself. This instrument is very expensive, and it is exclusive to large shops. It is basically accurate in detecting Pokémon, and it is a little more difficult to detect Pokémon eggs, but generally there is not much difference. In case the flashing purple light turns out to be only with excellent qualifications after hatching, then the trading house can only consider itself unlucky. Mr. Chen, please put the Pokémon eggs on it. Don't worry, our Xingxin Trading Company has 200 branches across the alliance, and we definitely pay attention to reputation. Our boss, I believe you have heard of it, is a master breeder, Master Sun Yuxin. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.